Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli mehmonlar. Barchangiz o'z joylaringizni egallab olishingizni so'raymiz. Toshkent davlat iqtisodiyot universiteti tomonidan o'tkazilayotgan ikkinchi taraqqiyot strategiyasi forumi global va milliy iqtisodiyot trendlari mavzusidagi xalqaro forumga barchangizni xush kelibsiz deb qolamiz. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, experienced experts, honored guests, friends, and colleagues. It gives us a great pleasure to welcome you all second TSUE Development Strategy Forum, Global and National Economic Trends, which is taking place at the Tashkent State University of Economics. As we open this conference, we would like to express our gratitude and heartfelt thanks to our speakers and presenters. Дамы и господа, добро пожаловать на второй международный форум ТГУ «Стратегии действий мировые и национальные тренды экономики», который вот уже второй год проводится в Ташкентском государственном экономическом университете. 2022-2026 yillarga mo'ljallangan yangi O'zbekistonning taraqqiyot strategiyasi mamlakatda yangi bosqichdagi demokratik islohotlarni yanada chuqurlashtirish va samaradorligini ta'minlashga oid aniq chora-tadbirlarni o'zida mujassamlashtirgan. Yangi O'zbekistonni barpo qilish, jamiyatimizning ijtimoiy, iqtisodiy va siyosiy hayotidagi muhim o'zgarishlarni o'zida mujassamlashtirgan ushbu taraqqiyot strategiyasi milliy iqtisodiyotimizni tadrijiy yo'ldagi tizimli isloh qilishda dasturi amal rolini bajarib kelmoqda. Ushbu forum xalqaro hamda mahalliy ekspertlar tajribalarini almashish maydoni sifatida ham bugungi kunda xizmat qilmoqda. Shu nuqtai nazardan biz ushbu forum ishtirokchilarini muborakbod etamiz va konferensiyani ochiq deb e'lon qilamiz. Hurmatli forum qatnashchilari, ijozatinglar bilan forumimiz haqidagi video klipga e'tiboringizni qaratmoqchimiz. Marhamat.
Bu forum 2 kun davomida universitetimizda ilmiy tadqiqotchi olimlar, amaliyotchilar, talabalar o'rtasida bo'lib o'tadigan ilmiy tadqiqot almashinuvi platforma yaratishi, ilmiy amaliy tavsiyalar ishlab chiqilishi.
So you have lots of things to discover in terms of the science, technology, and development of the field today. So I wish you all the best.
Hurmatli forum qatnashchilari, hozirda siz kuni kecha bo'lib o'tgan forumimizdan lavhalarni tomosha qildingiz. Endi ijozatingiz bilan so'zni hurmat bilan Toshkent davlat iqtisodiyot universiteti rektori professor Ko'ngratboy Ozembekovich Sharipovga beramiz. Marhamat.
28-yanvardagi yangi O'zbekistonning 22-26 yillarga mo'ljallangan taraqqiyot strategiyasi to'g'risidagi farmoni va uni insonga e'tibor va sifatli ta'lim yilida amalga oshirishga oid davlat dasturiga muvofiq TDU 2-taraqqiyot strategiyasi forumi global va milliy iqtisodiyot trendlari mavzusidagi ushbu nufuzli forum Toshkent davlat iqtisodiyot universitetida o'tkazilmoqda. Shu munosabat bilan sizlarni ushbu dargohda ko'rib turganimdan va bugungi forumda ishtirok etayotganligingizdan beg'oyat xursandman. Xorijdan tashrif buyurgan aziz mehmonlarimizga, xalqaro tashkilotlar vakillariga, akademik olimlarimizga, xalqaro amaliyotchi ekspertlarga alohida o'z tashakkurimni bildiraman. Hurmatli anjuman ishtirokchilari, bugungi tashkil etilayotgan xalqaro forum aynan taraqqiyot strategiyasining 3 va 4 yo'nalishlari, milliy iqtisodiyotni jadal rivojlantirish va yuqori o'sish sur'atlarini ta'minlash, adolatli ijtimoiy siyosat yuritish, inson kapitalini rivojlantirish kabi masalalarga qaratilgan bo'lib, o'ylaymanki, ishtirok etayotgan xorijiy olimlarimiz va amaliyotchilarimiz ushbu masalaga alohida to'xtaladilar. O'z e'tiroflarini, ilmiy ishlar natijalari va tahlillari bilan o'rtoqlashadilar. Barchamizga ma'lumki, ushbu hafta davomida Oliy ta'lim, fan va innovatsiyalar vazirligida kreativ ta'lim va innovatsiya yangi O'zbekiston taraqqiyotining asosiy shiori ostida Innovik Uz 2023 xalqaro innovatsion g'oyalar haftaligi o'tkazilmoqda. Bu yilgi haftalik doirasida hakaton, ideyaton va turli ilmiy amaliy tadbirlarga 20 dan ziyod mamlakatlar va 250 dan ortiq ekspertlar ishtirok etmoqda. Ushbu forum ham mazkur haftalik doirasida bo'lib o'tmoqda va bunda bir qator tadbirlar, masalan, 5 ta ilmiy amaliy konferensiyalar, seminarlar va talabalar festivallari o'tkazilishi rejalashtirilgan va bo'lib o'tmoqda. Shuningdek, joriy yilning 21-22 dekabr kunlari forum doirasida ilmiy maqolalar Scopus bazasida indeksatsiyalanadigan 2 ta konferensiyalar Birlashgan Arab Amirliklarining Dubay shahrida sayyor tarzda o'tkazilishi kutilmoqda. Forumda AQSh, Germaniya, Polsha, Janubiy Koreya, Malayziya, Indoneziya, Rossiya, Ozarbayjon, Gruziya va Belarus kabi xorijiy mamlakatlardan 50 dan ortiq xorijiy professorlar va olimlar o'z ma'ruzalari bilan ishtirok etadilar. Men ushbu forumda ishtirok etayotgan mehmonlarimiz, xususan AQSh Pittsburgh davlat universiteti professorlari Julie Daytney va Kevin Elliottlarni, AQSh Stetson Universitet professori Jennifer Foni, Ivan Javashvili nomidagi Tbilisi davlat universiteti dotsenti Nino Apisadze, Ozarbayjon davlat iqtisodiyot universiteti dotsenti Xankishev, Georgia Texnika universiteti dotsenti Rusudan Kinkladze, Belorussiya Milliy texnika universitetining ilmiy ishlar bo'yicha prorektori Kseniya Yekushenko va kafedra mudiri Irina Shamardina, Ural davlat iqtisodiyot universiteti vakillari Dmitriy Karx va Yekaterina Yeluninani, Indoneziya Pendidikan universitetining dotsentlari Siti Parxa va Maya Sari, Chexstokova texnologiya universiteti professori Dorota Yelonik, Patris Lumumba nomidagi Rossiya xalqlar do'stligi universitetining professorlari Yelena Popkova va Konstantin Kumexov, Malayziya Biner University Management va tadbirkorlik universitetining professori Asif Mahmud Karim, Koreya Makwon University Pyongmun, Ufa davlat neft texnika universiteti doktori Elvira Xalikova, Volgograd davlat agrar universitetining professori Tatyana Litvinova, Uzguven Mimarik inshoot ta'sischisi Unur Uzguven, Amerika Savdo palatasi prezidenti Oybek Xalilov, DAD xalqaro stipendiya tashkilotining lektori Yohanna Mayer, Silverville International kompaniyasining bosh direktori Dan Peterson va boshqa mehmonlarga, jumladan O'zbekiston Respublikasidan Iqtisodiyot vazirligidan Otabek Barakayevga, Toshkent Moliya instituti rektori To'lqin Teshaboyevga, buxgalterlar va auditorlar milliy assotsiatsiyasi raisi Munavvar To'laxo'jayevaga, auditorlar palatasining raisi Ne'matulla Karimovga, O'zsanoat qurilish bank boshqarma boshlig'i Abdulaziz Majidovga, O'zbek Leasing bosh direktori Zafarjon Musafoyevga va respublikamizning oliy ta'lim muassasalari prorektorlariga alohida minnatdorchiligimni bildirib o'tmoqchiman va ushbu forumga xush kelibsizlar deyman. Yana bir marta hammamizni ushbu bayram bilan tabriklayman. Kecha katta bitta forum bo'ldi Samarqandda, xabaringiz bor. Xalqaro turizm tashkilotining assambleyasi 25-sessiyasi o'tdi. Bunda ham prezidentimiz alohida chiqib ta'lim sohasiga katta e'tibor berdi, xabarlaringiz bor. Turizm sohasini rivojlantirishda birinchi navbatda 11 ta oliy ta'lim muassasasiga, undan tashqari boshqa tarkibga kiruvchi tashkilotlarga topshiriqlar oldik. Endi kelajakda biz oldimizda turgan masalalardan bittasi turizm sohasini ham alohida rivojlantirish. Energetika sohasiga alohida e'tibor berishimiz kerak. O'zbekistonda suv tanqisligi, suv muammolari, oziq-ovqat muammosi, bularning tagi hammasini asosida bitta inson kapitali turibdi, inson omili turibdi. Shuning uchun kelajak
Hurmatli forum qatnashchilari, xabaringiz bor, forumimiz doirasida kuni kecha va bugun 3 ta konferensiyamiz o'z ishini boshladi va amalga oshirib bormoqda va konferensiya doirasida ko'pgina respublikamiz oliy ta'lim muassasalaridan maqolalar kelib tushgan. Ushbu maqolalar quyida ko'rib turganingizdek o'zimizni e'tirof etilgan universitetimiz jurnallarida chop etildi va ushbu maqolada eng faol qatnashgan universitet sifatida Toshkent Moliya institutini e'tirof etishimiz mumkin va hozir men mamnuniyat bilan Toshkent Moliya instituti rektori Teshaboyev To'lqin Zakirovichga so'z bermoqchiman. Rahmat.
Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli bugungi anjuman ishtirokchilari, professor o'qituvchilar, aziz talabalar. Albatta, mana bugungi Toshkent davlat iqtisodiyot universitetida o'tkazilgan forum aynan O'zbekiston Respublikasini rivojlanayotgan bir paytga to'g'ri keladigan desak mubolag'a bo'lmaydi. Chunki mana shu yerda o'tirgan professor o'qituvchilarimiz, xodimlarimiz hammamiz bilamiz. 2016-yildan keyin shu 2017 va 2021-yilga tuzilgan harakatlar strategiyasidan boshlandi. Mana shu harakatlar strategiyasida tuzilgan barcha yo'nalishlarda Butunjahon Respublika davlatlaridan ekspertlarni jalb qilgan qoldi. Undan keyin qolaversa, mana bugungi shu tadbirga moyan bo'lgan mavzu taraqqiyot strategiyasi, 2022-2026 tuzilgan taraqqiyot strategiyasini. Va shu bilan birga yana yaqinda tuzilgan, ko'pchiligimiz xabardormiz, O'zbekiston 2030-yilga tuzilgan O'zbekiston strategiyasi. Mana shu hamma barcha strategiyalarni umumlashtiradigan bo'lsak, bu o'zidan o'zi bo'lib o'tgan emas. Mana bu yerda shu konferensiyada xalqaro tashkilotlarning xodimlari, professorlar o'tiribdi. Shu strategiyalar tuzganda ham hatto Birlashgan Millatlar Tashkiloti ekspertlari, boshqa davlat va xorijiy davlatlarning ekspertlaridan albatta bo'lib o'tgan. Mana shu strategiya va mana shu bugungi o'tayotgan tadbir, men o'ylaymanki, faqatgina O'zbekiston Respublikasi xalqini, davlatimizni ravnaqi, qolaversa shu xalqimizni farovonligiga va xalqimizni ijtimoiy himoyasiga bag'ishlangan deb o'ylayman. Men shu fursatdan foydalanib, mana bugungi shu ishtirok etayotgan forumda va qolaversa konferensiyada ishtirok etayotgan barcha xodimlarning ishlariga rivoj tilayman va sog'lik tilab qolgan holda e'tiboringiz uchun katta rahmat deyman. Sog' bo'linglar.
Assalomu alaykum. Hurmatli mehmonlar, hurmatli professor o'qituvchilar, talabalar, xorijlik mehmonlar. Hozir biz kirish so'zlarini eshitdik. Kirish so'zlari bilan chiqqan rektorlarimizga katta minnatdorchilik bildiramiz va o'z navbatida konferensiyamizni ma'ruzalar qismini boshlaymiz. Hozirgi ma'ruzani biz professor Janubiy Koreyalik professorimiz Ray Kwon-chunga bermoqchimiz. U kishi onlayn tarzda o'z ma'ruzalarini chiqishlarini amalga oshiradi. Dear guests, colleagues, so we have finished with the introductory speech by our distinguished rectors, and we just give big thanks to the speakers. And now we are starting our topic discussions. And first would be our professor, Ray Kwon-chung, He's from South. He's the founder and chief scientific advisor of the New Climate Innovation Center at Tashkent State University of Economics. And he's also a very distinguished professor in Korea. He has been working on innovations, how to tackle climate issues. And he has been very successful in implementing climate change programs across the world. And he is also a receiver of a personal copy of the Nobel Peace Prize on behalf of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Please, Professor, is over to you.
Okay, thank you. Do you hear me? Okay. Yeah, good morning and good afternoon from Seoul. First of all, I congratulate you for this very important international conference, and I am very happy to present some of my ideas how to turn the current climate crisis into economic growth, especially green economy opportunities for Uzbekistan and many Central Asian countries. As you know, climate change is getting worse and worse, and already a country like Uzbekistan is feeling the very negative impact from climate change. And it is a very urgent task that Uzbekistan has to embark on a development pathway that should be sustainable and green. And we have to focus on addressing climate challenges while continuing economic growth. This is not easy. We have to turn this climate change crisis into economic growth opportunity. In turning this crisis into opportunity, there are several factors that we have to keep in mind. Until now, the conventional development strategy has been mainly focusing on economic growth in terms of quantity. So we have been focusing on maximizing short-term quantity of production. That has been the conventional development paradigm. But that would not be enough. Of course, we have to focus on increasing the quantity of our production. But at the same time, we have to also focus on quality, long-term quality of our economic growth. One of the very tragic examples of the problem of maximizing just a short-term quantity of economic growth is the case of RRC. As you are very well aware, while we are increasing the production of cotton, we have to sacrifice, and the RRC has disappeared. So this is a kind of zero-sum game, trade-off between economic growth and environment. That has been the conventional development strategy. That is based on short-term quantity. So in order to pursue harmonization and the balance between economic growth and quality of ecology, environment, and the climate, we have to not only focus on short-term quantity, but we have to focus on long-term quality of our economic growth. So in this context, I am very happy to be able to collaborate with the Tashkent State University of Economics to set up New Climate Innovation Center to turn climate crisis into economic and social quality for green economy development. I know that green economy is a very important goal for Uzbekistan. And I know that the president has been emphasizing very strongly about the need to promote the green economy. So I will tell you very briefly what are the main points required to turn climate crisis into green economy opportunity. First of all, we have to think about internalizing carbon price into the market price. Our current market price does not internalize carbon price of our energy and our production. We can no longer ignore the carbon price of our production sector. For example, fossil fuel energy is producing a lot of CO2. And so far, we have not paid the price of carbon in our production and the market price. But we have to start to introduce the carbon price into our market price. But this is not easy. It is not only easy, not only for Uzbekistan, but also even for developed country like United States or Europe or Japan. Many developed countries also did not succeed in internalizing carbon price into their market price. So I am proposing several steps, gradual step-by-steps that can internalize the carbon price into the market price without very strong negative impact on economy, industry, business, and the people. Because many people and the government are afraid if we internalize the carbon price, it could be a big burden and cost for the economy and the business and the people. This was the reason why many governments did not even think about internalizing carbon price into the market price. So I'm proposing from the new Climate Innovation Center a new idea of differentiated two price structure, one regular price, the other for green or climate price for our energy on a voluntary basis. We cannot impose it. We cannot impose carbon pricing to all people, business, and all the members of society. That's not possible because it will cause a lot of social problem and difficulty. So my suggestion was we can do that by introducing green price and the climate price of renewable energy on a voluntary basis. I will tell you a very interesting story. I had a meeting with Coca-Cola in Tashkent. I asked whether Coca-Cola would be interested in paying higher price for renewable energy in their operation. And the answer was very interesting. Yes, we are willing to pay higher price because they wanted to use green energy. But they suggest two conditions. Number one, we want to receive green certificate from the government that our product is produced without using fossil fuel but green energy. So our product is carbon-free product. So they need this kind of certificate. Secondly, if they want a guarantee that the extra payment for the green energy they paid should be used for solar, wind, and renewable and green energy. They want a kind of a guarantee and transparency that their extra payment should be used for solar and green energy. Then Coca-Cola will be happy to use green energy on a voluntary basis. Because this is very interesting. Do you know why Coca-Cola would be willing to use paying higher price for their green energy? It is because using green energy and producing carbon-free Coca-Cola will be very useful, powerful marketing tool. They believe if they use green energy for their production, they believe they can get more marketing power and their Coca-Cola will be selling better than the other competing brand. See, this is what they think. So using renewable energy can be a marketing tool and marketing power. This many not only Coca-Cola, there are many businesses that wants to use green energy, even though the price is higher. Why? Because they believe it will be good for their marketing. Secondly, they can export to developed country, European market. Many of the European consumers and the European buyers ask the companies to produce their product with renewable energy. So if they use green energy, they can sell their product better in the European developed country market. So there are companies that wants to use green energy for their marketing strategy. So there are already demands and willing to pay higher price for their productivity and activity. So this should be the starting point of introducing new green price for electricity for the companies from the beginning from the company, but later it can spread out to organizations like some of the international organizations and foundations. They might be interested to use green energy, even though it is a little bit more expensive. So by doing so, if once Coca-Cola started to use green energy, I believe later, even Pepsi-Cola will start to use green energy. Otherwise, they will lose the market. So this is the situation. So what I'm saying is, by starting this kind of green price system on a voluntary basis, you can promote the green production and the green energy consumption, and you can have more green energy supply. So it can be a basis for green economy for the long-term future of Uzbekistan. So this is one of the first starting point. But in order to make this kind of green product to be selling better in Uzbekistan market, there has to be green consumers. Green consumer means consumers who are willing to buy green product and also who are ready to pay a little higher price for green energy product. If there are many more green consumers in Uzbekistan, then companies will start to produce their production with green energy. So this is the kind of a win-win virtuous good cycle. So green consumers and green producers, and then we can have a green economy. So this is an initial starting point. This is why I suggested to our colleagues in New Climate Innovation Center to start Me First campaign. Me First campaign means I should be the first to buy the green product and should use green energy first. We cannot simply ask government or business to pay the price of green energy from the government budget or business company their own money. That's not possible. Government budget is limited, and even companies have a limited budget to buy renewable energy. So we have to start by, on a voluntary basis, two price system where consumers and the companies can choose to pay higher price for green energy. This is the first step we can do. There are second step, third step, many other steps we can promote in the long run. If I just introduce to you some of the ideas, the idea like SCC, social cost of carbon, is SCC. So we can gradually introduce or internalize social cost of carbon into government investment project and also even bigger project of the private sector. We can introduce carbon cost, social cost of carbon in the big project, investment projects. By doing so, we can promote green infrastructure and green investment. Then after the SCC, we can also have another step of carbon accounting and also ecological tax reform. And then we can go for carbon tax. So there are step-by-step gradual policy options that can internalize carbon price into our short-term market price. So this is I call transformation from free market to sustainable market. The current market is free market because we are treating carbon as free goods. Price, the carbon does not have any price. So we can call it free goods. But unfortunately, even now and in the future, carbon should have a price. Then we can have a carbon-free future. If we don't continue to don't pay the price for carbon, we will not have a carbon-free future. So in order to have a carbon-free future, then we should no longer treat carbon as free goods. It should be economic good that has a price. Then we can transform free market from free market to sustainable market. Sustainable market means a market that pays the price of carbon. So we have to promote sustainable market, but in order to promote sustainable market, then we have to change our free market economics theory, economics discipline. The TSUE is a University of Economics, but economics in the sense of conventional, traditional economics, just free market capitalism is not enough. We have to improve or evolve from free market economics towards new climate economics. And we should use climate change and carbon pricing as an opportunity for long-term economic growth that I called green growth. Green growth means green economic growth. I started the green growth idea from 2005 as a UN director from UNESCO, and I've been spreading out the message of a green growth. Now people call it green economy, and actually green growth is something, if we continue green growth, then we can arrive at green economy. So green economy and green growth, in fact, the same thing. So I've been promoting the green growth idea, and I've been suggesting policy options for developing countries like Uzbekistan, how to introduce the carbon pricing mechanism without much burden and pain and burden for the people and the business. This is what I have been doing, and I'm very happy to be able to share my ideas through the New Climate Innovation Center in TSUE, and I very much look forward to continue this kind of a collaboration. And today I'm very happy to share my ideas with all of you, and I wish you all the success in your very important international conference. Thank you very much for your attention.
Dear Professor, thank you very much for your insights. You are indeed right in your observations that the conventional understanding of economics is no longer useful, because we have to introduce lots of new ideas. Especially you are promoting this green growth idea, and sustainability is very key to keep our economy growth in the long run. So we have to think about the new types of the policies to tackle this kind of economic issues and climate issues in order to make our development like a continuous development sustainable. Thank you very much, and I hope we have a very strong collaboration with you and keep working on our projects.
Hurmatli forum qatnashchilari, endi ijozatingiz bilan O'zbekiston Respublikasi Prezidenti administratsiyasi huzuridagi Iqtisodiy tadqiqotlar va islohotlar markazi direktori o'rinbosari Xolmuhammedov Muhsinjon Muradullayevichni ma'ruzaga taklif etamiz.
Assalomu alaykum. hurmatli tadbir ishtirokchilari, xorijiy mehmonlarimiz, men o'zimiz markazimiz nomidan avvalambor mana shu mazkur imkoniyat uchun bugungi forum tashkilotchilariga, mana shunday nufuzli Toshkent davlat iqtisodiyot universiteti rahbariyatiga o'z minnatdorchiligimni bildirmoqchiman. Mana bugungi ma'ruzam milliy iqtisodiyotni jadal rivojlantirish imkoniyatlariga bag'ishlangan. Xabarlaringiz bor, yangi e'lon qilingan O'zbekiston 2030 strategiyasini ikkinchi qismi barqaror iqtisodiy o'sish orqali aholi farovonligini ta'minlashga qaratilgan jami 17 ta maqsadlardan iborat. Jumladan buning eng asosiysi agregatlashgan ko'rsatkich bu yalpi kelgusi 7 yilda yalpi ichki mahsulotni 2 karraga oshirish, ya'ni bugungi 80 milliard AQSh dollaridan 160 milliard dollargacha yetkazish. Bunda albatta aholi jon boshiga ham yalpi ichki mahsulot hajmi hozirgi 2200 dollardan 4000 dollarga yetkazilib, mamlakatimizni o'rta daromadli davlatlar qatoriga kirishiga imkoniyat yaratiladi. Ushbu maqsadlar yo'lida albatta iqtisodiy qudratimiz asosi bo'lgan, eng ilg'or texnologiyalarga asoslangan, yuqori qiymatga ega sanoat tarmoqlarini rivojlantirish, buning uchun keyingi yillarda strategik sohalarda mega loyihalarni ishga tushirish belgilangan. Xususan, ular mamlakatimizni resurs bazasini kengaytirish, yangi zamonaviy sanoat ishlab chiqarilishini yo'lga qo'yish maqsadida Olmaliqda 3 ta mis boyitish fabrikasi va yangi mis eritish zavodi, Ohangaron misni qayta ishlash klasteri, Navoiy, Qo'ng'irot va Qorako'lda yirik kimyo polimer klasterlari, Toshkent va Navoiy viloyatlarida fosforit xom ashyosidan tayyor mahsulot ishlab chiqarish korxonasi, Tebinbuloq va G'aldoorolda temir ishlab chiqarish majmualarini ish boshlashi ko'zda tutilgan. 2030-yilgacha yuqori daromadli mahsulot uchun zarur bo'lgan mis ishlab chiqarish bugungi 500 ming tonnadan 3,5 barobarga, ya'ni 1750 tonnaga, oltin 1,5 karra 155 tonnaga, kumush 3 marta 500 tonnaga, uran 3 barobar 10 ming tonnaga oshiriladi. Tariximizda ilk bor alyuminiy, litsiy, po'lat, grafit ishlab chiqarish loyihalariga start beriladi. Ko'pchilik xabari bor, Garvard universitetining Complexity Index metodologiyasi bor, Ricardo Hausman ishlab chiqqan. Mana shu metodologiyani O'zbekistonga bo'lgan tavsiyalari bor. Uning ichida kelgusida o'zlashtirish mumkin bo'lgan 50 ta eng yuqori qiymatli mahsulotlar. Shuni ichida eng qiymatlisi, katta bozorga ega bo'lgani bu albatta avtomobilsozlik sanoati. Avtomobilsozlik sanoatining bugungi kunda jahon bozoridagi hajmi 13 trillion dollardan oshadi. Endi mazkur yo'nalishda kelgusida mamlakatimizda 4 ta nufuzli, eng raqobatbardosh xorijiy kompaniyalarning loyihalari ishga tushirilishi va uning ishlab chiqarish hajmini yiliga 1 million donaga yetkazish. Shundan 300 ming tonnasi elektromobillar tashkil qilishi ko'zda tutilgan. Bu yilda 2023-yil yakuni bo'yicha avtomobil sanoati sohasida jami 402 mingta avtomobil ishlab chiqarilishi hozir ko'zda tutilgan. Bu kabi mega loyihalar evaziga sanoatda qo'shilgan qiymat hajmi hozirgi 20 milliard dollardan 45 milliard dollargacha yetkaziladi. Bunda eng muhim yana bir masala, hurmatli rektorimiz Qo'ng'irot Azimbekov aytib o'tganlaridek, inson kapitali. Biz bugungi kunda o'sha sanoatda ishlab chiqarishda mehnat unumdorligi ko'rsatkichi bo'yicha hali ancha qiladigan ishlarimiz bor. Bugungi kunda mehnat unumdorligi bitta ishchiga 12,5 ming dollarni tashkil etyapti. O'rta rivojlangan davlatlarda bu ko'rsatkich kamida 25 ming 30 ming dollarga yetkazilishi kerak. Va bunday marralar qo'yilgan. Buning uchun albatta oliy ta'lim tizimi, professional ta'lim tizimi, ilm-fan bilan uzviylik amalga oshirilishi kerak. Chunki har bir yosh, har bir talaba bugungi kunda kelajakni o'ylab 2030-yilda qanday kasblar yaratiladi? Ularga qanday talablar, ish beruvchilarning ta'lim jarayoniga, ta'limni standartlariga ularni fikri olinishi kerak. Bitiruvchilarni baholashda albatta yangi baholash mezonlari qo'yilishi kerak. Va albatta bizni ta'lim muassasalari berayotgan diplomlar, sertifikatlar xalqaro darajada tan olinishi kerak. Bunga juda katta marralar qo'yilgan. Shu bilan birga tovarlar va xizmatlar bozori muvozanatini ta'minlash orqali yillik inflyatsiya darajasini 5-6% dan oshmasligini ta'minlash hamda iqtisodiyotda nodavlat sektor ulushini 85% ga yetkazish rejalashtirilgan. Qurilish sanoatida ham katta marralar belgilangan, xususan sohada kelgusi 7 yilda jami 15 milliard dollarlik investitsiyalar yo'naltirilib, hududlarimizda 1 millionta xonadon qurish bo'yicha rejalar. Shuningdek, yana ikkita shahrimizni shu millionlik shaharga yetkazish bo'yicha master planlar ishlab chiqilishi amalga oshmoqda. Shuningdek, ijtimoiy nima deydi, zaif qatlamlar uchun, yoshlar uchun, uy joyi bo'lmagan qatlam uchun kelgusi yildan boshlab bu ijtimoiy uylar, mening birinchi uyim loyihasi ham ishga tushishi rejalashtirilgan. Albatta ushbu ulkan marralar shunchaki belgilanmagan. Biz kelgusi yillarda iqtisodiyotimiz raqobatbardoshligini ta'minlagan holda Jahon savdo tashkiloti va boshqa yirik integratsion loyihalarda ishtirok etishimiz ham rejalashtirilgan. Iqtisodiy taraqqiyot bo'yicha taniqli ekspertlarning fikriga ko'ra, agar O'zbekiston iqtisodiy potensialini to'liq samarali ishga tushirilsa, O'zbekiston iqtisodiyoti keyingi 10 yilliklarda mintaqamizdagi eng rivojlangan iqtisodiyotga va nafaqat o'zi, balki qo'shni davlatlarni ham o'rta rivojlangan davlatlar qatoriga olib chiqish potensialiga ega. Ushbu maqsadlar uchun 2030-yilgacha jami barcha manbalar hisobidan 252 milliard dollar. Shundan 110 milliard dollari bu xorijiy investitsiyalar, 40 milliard dollari bu davlat xususiy sherikchilik loyihalari evaziga bank va moliya tizimini kreditlash hajmini hozirgi yillik 18 milliard dollardan 2030-yilgacha 40 milliard dollargacha yetkazish, shu bilan birga bank omonatlari hajmini hozirgi 70 trillion so'mdan 260 trillion so'mgacha, ya'ni 4 barobargacha oshirish, davlat ulushi mavjud banklarni xususiylashtirish, moliyaviy xizmatlar va bank bozoriga yirik xorijiy banklarni kirib kelishiga imkoniyatlar yaratiladi. Shuningdek, qimmatli qog'ozlar bozori hajmi ham kamida 10 milliard dollarga yetkaziladi. Undan tashqari, bizning iqtisodiyotimiz oldida turgan eng katta masalalardan biri bu energiya sig'imdorlik masalasi. Xabarlaringiz bor, bizda o'sha shartli ekvivalentda ishlab chiqariladigan qiymat o'rtacha dunyodagi o'rtacha qiymatdan qariyb 2 barobarga kam. Shu kamchiliklarni bartaraf qilish maqsadida kelgusida energiya samaradorligini 2 karraga oshirish, bu degani kelgusida energetika sohasini ham jadal rivojlantirib, bu sohaga investitsiyalarni kiritib, bozorni ochib, aholi va sanoatga barqaror va sifatli energiya bilan ta'minlash, shu jumladan toza energiya manbalarini kamida 40% ga yetkazish marralari belgilab olingan. Mana oldin ma'ruza qilgan professor Chungni gaplariga to'liq qo'shilaman. Bugungi kunda xalqaro moliyaviy tashkilotlar yashil iqtisodiyotga, yashil taraqqiyotga 100 milliard dollarlik investitsiyani yo'naltirish maqsad qilib olishgan, lekin bu ham mana yetarli emas. Xabarlaringiz bor, kuni kecha davlatimiz rahbari prezidentimiz Shavkat Mirziyoyev Xitoy Xalq Respublikasi poytaxtidagi Buyuk Ipak yo'lining o'sha yo'l va makon tashabbusining 10 yilligidagi tadbirlarda ishtirok etib keldilar va Yashil Ipak yo'li, yashil taraqqiyot bo'yicha bir qator ilg'or tashabbuslarni bildirdilar. Bu bo'yicha kelasi yilda Samarqand shahrida inson va tabiatni hamohanglikda rivojlanishi va yashil taraqqiyot bo'yicha global forum ham o'tkaziladi. Nima demoqchimanki, bu iqtisodchilar, moliyachilar bugungi kunda shu paytgacha kambag'allikni qisqartirishga birinchi urg'u berilgan bo'lsa, hozir bugungi kunda savol o'zgardi. Mana biz shuncha iqtisodiy taraqqiyot sari, sanoat rivojlantirish sari, boshqa sohalarni rivojlantirishga juda katta harakat qilishimiz natijasida iqlimda orqaga qaytmaydigan o'zgarishlar amalga oshyapti. Ya'ni agar 2010-yilda o'sha global meteorologik tadqiqot institutlari global isishni 1,5 gradusdan oshib ketishi, ya'ni o'sha orqaga qaytmas o'zgarishlarni 2050-yilda prognoz qilgan bo'lsa, bu prognozni 2020-yilda уже 20 yilga qisqartirdi. Ya'ni 2030-yilgacha agar zarur chora tadbirlar, harakatlar amalga oshirilmasa, biz hozir shuncha harakat qilayotgan kelajak uchun, yoshlarimiz uchun, farovonligi uchun shuncha investitsiya, shuncha harakatlarimiz zoye ketishi mumkin, chunki tabiatni pul bilan keyinchalik orqaga qaytarib bo'lmaydi. Albatta, bu kabi misli ko'rilmagan yirik masshtabli transformatsiya jarayonida iqtisodiyotni qizib ketmasligini oldini olish ham o'ta muhim. Ushbu yo'nalishda samarali fiskal siyosatni yuritish orqali budjet taqchilligini 2-3% me'yorda va yillik inflyatsiya darajasini 6-7% dan past darajada ta'minlash talab etiladi. Shu bilan birga aholi daromadlari o'rtasidagi keskin tafovutlarni oldini olish, hududlarda barqaror ish o'rinlarini yaratish, tadbirkorlik harakatini har tomonlama qo'llab-quvvatlash orqali yangi o'rta sinf qatlamini kengaytirish va eng asosiysi aholi farovonligini ta'minlash ham eng muhim yo'nalish hisoblanadi. Xususan mamlakatimizda 2021-yilda va albatta pandemiyaning salbiy ta'siri oqibatida kambag'allik darajasi oshib 17% ni tashkil etgan bo'lsa, birgina 2022-yilda olib borilgan islohotlar natijasida yaratilgan sharoitlar natijasida o'sha ko'pchilik biladi 1 million nafarga yaqin fuqarolarimiz kambag'allik qopqonidan chiqarildi. Ta'kidlash joizki 2026-yilga qadar kambag'allikni 8,5% ga, 2030-yilga qadar esa 5% ga keskin qisqartirish bo'yicha choralar, dasturlar qabul qilinmoqda. Bunda oilaviy tadbirkorlik asosida bandlikni ta'minlashda oddiy qo'l mehnatidan sanoatlashgan, avtomatlashgan ishlab chiqarish bosqichiga o'tish. Uskuna sotib olish uchun imtiyozli kredit miqdorini 100 million so'mgacha oshirish maqsadlari belgilangan. Shu bilan birga mamlakatimiz uchun o'ta dolzarb bo'lgan yoshlarni ish bilan bandligi, ishsizlik darajasini bugungi 14% dan 2030-yilga borib 6% gacha kamaytirish. Ushbu maqsadlarda har bir hududning demografik, tabiiy, infratuzilmaviy xususiyatlariga ko'ra mehnat bozoriga ilk marotaba kirib kelayotgan 1 million nafar yoshlar uchun munosib daromad manbaiga ega bo'lishlari uchun har tomonlama sharoit yaratiladi. Milliy iqtisodiyotimizning eksport salohiyatini kuchaytirish va uning tarkibida qo'shilgan qiymati yuqori bo'lgan mahsulotlar ulushini keskin oshirish bo'yicha ham aniq maqsadlar belgilangan. Xususan, tadbirkorlarga patkulush deydi. Tayyor biznes shaklida bino berish maqsadida sanoat ipotekasi tizimi ishga tushiriladi. Har bir tumanda kamida 1000 ta ish o'rni yaratadigan 2 tadan yangi sanoat zonalari tashkil etiladi. Hamda mazkur maqsadlar uchun 1 milliard dollarlik sanoatni rivojlantirish jamg'armasi tashkil etiladi. Jahon bozorlariga raqobatbardosh mahsulotlari bilan kirib borish maqsadida dunyoning 50 ta nufuzli brendlari bilan maxsus eksport zonalarini tashkil qilish masalalari ham belgilangan. Buning natijasida eksportimiz hajmi o'tgan yil 20 milliard AQSh dollari bo'lgan bo'lsa, 2030-yilgacha borib 45 milliard dollariga kamida yetkazish vazifasi turibdi. Qishloq xo'jaligini ko'radigan bo'lsak, albatta hosildorlik va rentabellik darajasini keskin oshirish bo'yicha ham bir qator aniq maqsadlar qo'yilgan. Ya'ni qo'shimcha 300 ming gektar yer maydonini zamonaviy suv tejaydigan texnologiyalar asosida modernizatsiya qilish, mahalliy sabzavot, polis, kartoshka urug'lik ta'minotini hozirgi 15% dan 50% ga yetkazish. Natijada 2030-yilgacha 1 gektardan olinadigan o'rtacha daromadni $3,000 dan $5,000 yetkazish maqsadlari qo'yilgan. Dehqonchilik faoliyatini rivojlantirish hamda suvga bo'lgan talabni qondirish va suv ta'minotida uzilishlarni oldini olish bo'yicha ham bir qator amalga oshiriladigan ishlar mavjud. Suv yetkazishdagi yo'qotishlarni oldini olish maqsadida avvalambor bu Turkiyaning tajribasi asosida yopiq quvurlar tizimini joriy etish dasturi ishlab chiqiladi. Shuningdek, 4,2 ming kilometrdan ortiq tuproq qoplamali kanallar to'liq beton qoplamaga o'tkaziladi va bu orqali yiliga 1 milliard kub metr suv tejaladi. Shuningdek, keyingi 7 yilda suv ta'minoti qo'shimcha 1,2 million gektar yer maydonini qamrab oladi. Lalmi va aborotdan chiqqan 500 ming gektar maydonni foydalanishga kiritish bo'yicha ham alohida dasturlar ko'zda tutilgan. Shu bilan birga, mana kuni kecha Samarqand shahrida global turizm tashkilotining forumi o'tkazildi. Bizda ham turizm sohasi eng rivojlanayotgan driver sohalardan hisoblanadi. O'zbekistonda tashqi va ichki turizmni rivojlantirish uchun keng sharoitlar yaratish orqali xorijiy sayyohlar sonini yiliga 15 million nafarga, ichki sayyohlar sonini 25 million nafarga yetkazish maqsadlari berilgan. Hududlarni kompleks rivojlantirish, urbanizatsiya strategiyasini amalga oshirish, aholini arzon uy-joy bilan ta'minlash darajasini oshirish bo'yicha ham bir qator katta marralar belgilab olingan. Xususan, kelgusi 7 yilda urbanizatsiya darajasini hozirgi 51% dan 60% ga yetkazish, yangi O'zbekiston massivlari sonini 100 taga yetkazish, renovatsiya, rekonstruksiya va konservatsiya zonalariga ajratish, soddalashtirilgan tartibda hamda aholi va tadbirkorlar takliflarini inobatga olgan holda ishlab chiqish. Biznes va aholi ehtiyojidan kelib chiqib infratuzilmani rivojlantirish bo'yicha yangi yondashuvlar amalga oshiriladi. Barcha aholi punktlari toza ichimlik suvi bilan to'liq 100% qamrab olinadi. Xususiy sektor ishtirokida 56 ming kilometr yo'llarni qurish va rekonstruksiya qilish va buning uchun $6 milliard ajratilishi ko'zda tutilgan. Yangi stansiyalar ishga tushishi bilan 10 ming kilometr magistral va 110 ming kilometr hududiy elektr tarmoqlari kengaytiriladi. Yashil iqtisodiyotni joriy etishni jadallashtirish sohasida esa qayta tiklanuvchi energiyadan yanada keng foydalanish, bu borada 2030-yilgacha borib 118 milliard kilovat soat energiya ishlab chiqarish, shundan qayta tiklanuvchi energiya manbalari ulushini 40% ga yetkazish ko'zda tutilgan. 2024-yildan boshlab sanoatda professor Chung ta'kidlab o'tganlaridek, o'sha yashil sertifikatlarni bozorini yaratish, avtobuslar harakati ekologik toza elektr yoki gaz yoqilg'isiga to'liq o'tkazish, barcha yangi uylar va asbob uskunalarga energiya tejash bo'yicha talablarni kiritish. Transport va yo'l infratuzilmasini rivojlantirish sohasida avvalambor keskin mana shiddat bilan oshib borayotgan bu havo yo'llari, havo transporti. Bu yo'nalishda aviaqatnovlar soni 4 martaga oshiriladi. Toshkent, Samarqand, Navoiy, Buxoro yo'nalishlarida qo'shimcha tez yurar temir yo'llari va yuqori tezlikdagi magistral yo'llar qurish bo'yicha loyihalar amalga oshiriladi. Elektrlashgan temir yo'llari ulushini 43% dan 65% ga yetkazish hamda 6 ta yirik aeroport modernizatsiya qilinishi, xususiy aviakompaniyalar sonini 10 taga yetkazish maqsad qilib qo'yilgan. 2030-yilgacha qadar tuman markazlaridan har bir qishloqqacha jami 5,5 ming kilometr sement beton yo'llari qurish va jamoat transportini yo'lga qo'yish maqsadlari belgilangan. Xususiy sektor ishtirokida 56 ming kilometr avtomobil yo'llari rekonstruksiya qilinishi va unda yo'lovchi va yuk tashish hajmi 3 baravarga oshiriladi. 2 yilda barcha qishloq va ovullarimiz yuqori tezlikdagi internet bilan to'liq qamrab olinishi va internet tezligi kamida 10 karraga oshirilishi ham belgilangan. Monopol sohalarni bozor tamoyillariga o'tkazish yo'nalishida esa temir yo'l xizmatlari, avtomobil yo'llari qurish, gaz va elektr energiya yetkazib berish xususiy sektorga o'tkaziladi. Irrigatsiya, chiqindilarni qayta ishlash, energetika, issiqlik ta'minot tizimini boshqarishga xususiy sheriklik mexanizmlari joriy etiladi. Xususiylashtirish dasturi doirasida davlat ulushi mavjud korxonalar 6 baravarga kamaytiriladi. 17 turdagi davlat monopoliyasi bekor qilinib, ularga xususiy sektor keng jalb qilinadi. Iqtisodiyotda nodavlat sektor ulushi 2030-yilga borib 85% ga yetadi. Muxtasar qilib aytganda, hurmatli prezidentimiz kelgusi 7 yilda juda ulkan, ulug'vor maqsad va vazifalarni belgilab berdilar. Biz o'tgan davr ichida yetarlicha bilim va tajribaga orttirdik. Ilgari 10 yillar kerak bo'lgan yo'lni qisqa muddatda bosib o'tishni o'rgandik. Hurmatli prezidentimiz ta'birlari bilan aytganda, agar ezgu maqsadlarimiz yo'lida jipslashib, hammamiz bir bo'lib, astoydil harakat qilsak, bundan ham katta marralarni zabt eta olamiz. E'tiborlaringiz uchun rahmat.
Katta rahmat. Mazmunli ma'ruza uchun. Endigi navbatni biz amerikalik mehmonimiz Julia Dainty'ga beramiz. Let me introduce our next speaker, Julia Dainty. She's from Pittsburgh State University, professor and program coordinator. She will be talking about the leadership in action and adaptive leadership model. As we all understand, in a changing world, the concept of leadership should be reconsidered, and of course, we have to think about how to make leadership in the current area more adaptable to new changes and developments. So it's extremely important for the development, for the sustainable development, because someone has to lead and effectively lead this strategy implementations. So without further ado, I'm inviting our next speaker to the microphone, please.
Greetings from the United States of America. I am honored to be here as part of the partnership between Tashkent State University of Economics and Pittsburgh State University. We look forward to more opportunities for collaboration, for professional development of faculty and teachers, as well as opportunities for students. We live in a fast-paced society, yes, and it is ever changing rapidly. As a part of that, we have to reconsider how we face change and challenges. So in reviewing that, it was important to start thinking about and review literature on the best ways to do this. The adaptive leadership model developed by Dr. Heifetz from Harvard University has been a model that I've been practicing under for over 10 years. As we move forward in this rapid-paced society, there are some things that we cannot avoid and change. Automation, artificial intelligence. We are looking at advancements in technology that is unprecedented. And we are also looking at a change in human interconnectivity. We see change in 3 different ways. It is perpetual, it is pervasive, and it is exponential. So in facing this change, which we cannot avoid, we need to look at opportunities of leading through the change. So a different leadership approach is what Dr. Heifetz's model of adaptive leadership presents us. This model looks like any other model, except it is 3 steps of application. So the leadership is in action instead of theory. And so Heifetz really promotes active leadership and guiding and mobilizing people through change. There are 3 overall steps to this model that is important to understand as I review the literature of it in action. Observation, which is also known as diagnosing, interpretation, and intervention. Diagnosis is basically observing what is happening within your organization. So if we go to a doctor, the doctor has to look at what is ailing us and diagnose what is wrong. The same thing is true of challenges we face in our organizations. Oftentimes, we are more prone to simply fixing an issue or putting a Band-Aid on it and moving on. So the adaptive leadership model encourages us to really look at what's causing the challenge instead of just simply trying to fix it quickly. So in the observation part of it, we are looking at the system. And when we look at that, we explore the status quo, the way we have always done things. We look at the structure and whether or not it is still effective. Does it need changed? The culture and how that is working, as well as the defaults, the things that have become habitual that may or may not be productive within our organization. HIFITS also is a huge advocate of identifying challenges, and those challenges fall into two categories. We tend to lean very easily to a technical challenge, and a technical challenge is that has an easy definition and an easy solution. Simply being able to see that we may need more textbooks for our students, so we buy more textbooks. The adaptive challenge is less easily defined and also doesn't have an easy solution. It involves people. It involves stakeholders and all those individuals that may be impacted by the challenge or the change. So as we review and look at those adaptive challenges, we have to be careful that we don't try to put a quick fix on those, because then we may be facing that same challenge over and over again because we didn't get to the bottom of it. So with the observation, you decide whether your challenges fall into a technical category or an adaptive. Once we determine that there might be some adaptive challenges, we move to the second step of the model, which is interpreting those observations. To interpret, as I said, it takes all the stakeholders. That means we're going to have to bring individuals together to really get the viewpoint and voices and opinions of all that may be impacted. These are educated guesses. We're interpreting, we're sharing our opinions. The adaptive leadership model is less about power and more about teamwork and really looking at people's opinions. This isn't always comfortable for us. And as leaders in roles of leadership, we tend to be more accustomed to making decisions and being more authoritative. And what happens in those situations with an adaptive challenge is it often comes back to us. The third step is intervention. Notice it doesn't say solution. So when you have an adaptive challenge, you're faced with something that needs an intervention. It needs redirected on a different path. There are 7 steps that HIFIT actually identified to really portray this and help effectively move towards an effective intervention. Excuse me. Get on the balcony. This is one of those things where we can see the big picture. Instead of being down in the middle of everything going on, you step up and get on the balcony so you can see what is truly affecting the organization and the challenge. Second is the situation even ripe yet? If it's not where people feel urgency of taking care of it, it may have a slow start. So determining the ripeness. Ask who you are in the picture. How are you going to affect the movement? Are you listening to other individuals' opinions? Then to talk about framing that, how we portray an intervention to other people makes a huge difference to whether or not we are able to move forward. We can frame it as we're going to have to do this, or we can frame it as let's work together to do this. Also hold steady. We have a tendency to get sidetracked because other things happen. And so we have to hold steady with what we choose to do. We also have to recognize and analyze those factions, the groups of individuals, and how they're working towards it. Are they positive or are they naysayers in the process? And finally, keeping the work at the center of our attention. It is oftentimes we start a new project, we start moving forward with something, we get sidetracked and we don't keep steady with it. So HIFITS identified these 7 steps as potential in being effective in leading through change. In reviewing the literature for application of this model, it was limited. There was not a lot of documentation of the effectiveness of this model. However, it is used in a multiple number of capacities as a reference in different research articles. But two particular ones that I pulled out. One was a case study of two different approaches to leadership by Randall and Coakley. And a second was a study of how this model would be effective in person-centered healthcare. The findings from my review of these studies had, with the case study comparison, the authoritative top-down approach led to some negative effects in a higher education institution. They actually ended up closing as a result of unknown challenges and individuals not feeling like they were valued and opinions not being heard. Oftentimes we think what we want to do is the best solution. And in the first case study of this particular article, that individual's idea of what needed to be done was not effective. In the second case study, the individual practiced the adaptive leadership model, took into consideration the opinions and viewpoints of their stakeholders, worked together as a team, and made positive efforts towards their challenges. With the person-centered care, the researcher noted that this would be an effective model to utilize, especially in multiple case person-centered care within the healthcare organization. So from this review of these articles, the conclusions are, first of all, that more documentation of this model in use would be an effective research project, but also the fact that facing challenges that are more adaptive in nature does require a different approach than what we're used to. The leader as a hero coming in is not necessarily the best model for some of the changes we're facing in a rapid changing society. So Heifetz defines adaptive leadership as mobilizing people through change and thriving through change. Change is not necessarily bad as we often think, but we do fear what we're going to lose when change occurs. So addressing that in this rapid paced society is more effective. Thank you.
Hurmatli forum qatnashchilari, endi ijozatingiz bilan Vazirlar Mahkamasi huzuridagi prognozlashtirish va makroiqtisodiyotlar instituti direktori o'rinbosari Hamidov Halillo Saidahmetovichni ma'ruzaga taklif etamiz.
Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli shu anjuman ishtirokchilari. Hammalaringni shu nufuzli aytaylik forumga taklif qilganlaringdan bag'oyat xursandman. Bevosita endi nutqim o'sha prezentatsiya bilan bog'liq bo'lgani uchun agar aybga buyurmasalaring, men shu prezentatsiyani pechat qilmaganim uchun ekranga sal burilib olsam aybga buyurmaslar. Qulay bo'lishi uchun-da. Demak, bugun meni taqdimotim shu O'zbekistonning hududiy rivojlanishi. Endi bevosita biz makroiqtisodiy hududiy tadqiqotlar instituti bo'lganimiz uchun hududiy tadqiqotga ko'proq o'sha aytaylik e'tibor qaratganmiz va bunda hozir bugun prezentatsiyamda sizlarda o'sha nima qilishlaring uchun birgalikda bir page deydi, ya'ni o'sha bir narsa haqida suhbatlashib, shuni eshitishdi nima qilish uchun prezentatsiyani ko'rishida qanday tarkiblardan iboratligini aytib o'tsam. Demak, mutanosib rivojlanish istiqbollari va zamonaviy tadqiqot usullari. Birinchi bo'lib turib, o'sha yaqindagina sentyabr oyida biz O'zbekiston 2030 strategiyasini qabul qildik. Bu yerda o'sha bir necha moddalar aynan hududiy rivojlanishga bag'ishlangan. Shularga to'xtalib o'tgan holda oxirgi 6 oy ichida biz o'zimiz shu hududiy rivojlanish bo'yicha dunyoda ilg'or tajribaga ega Germaniya, Yaponiya, Xitoyda bo'lib qaytdik o'zaro tajriba almashish uchun. Shularni qisqagina qaytib o'taman. Ko'proq vaqtni demak o'zimizning institut tarafidan qilingan tadqiqotlarga sarflamoqchiman. Demak, o'sha aytib o'tganimizdek strategiya bu makroiqtisodiy va hududiy maqsadlardan iborat. Asosan demak, biz asosan hududiy rivojlanishga e'tibor qaradigan bo'lsak, birinchi o'rinda strategiyada 60-maqsad sifatida hududlarni kompleks rivojlantirish va urbanizatsiya strategiyasini amalga oshirish va aholini uy-joy bilan ta'minlash keltirilgan. Demak, birinchi urbanizatsiya strategiyasini amalga oshirishda bu yerda urbanizatsiya darajasi hozir 2022-yil bo'yicha 51% tashkil qilinsa, 2030 ga borib turib 60% gacha oshirish rejalashtirilgan. Bundan tashqari Samarqand va Namanganda to'g'ridan-to'g'ri Toshkentga o'xshab turib respublikaga bo'ysunadigan shaharlar sifatida e'tirof etish va bunda millionlik shaharga aylantirish belgilangan. Aholini 300 mingdan oshib bo'lgan shahar va tumanlar sonini 28 ta yetkish belgilangan. Keyin shaharsozlik bo'yicha 3 ta toifaga ajratib master planlar ishlab chiqiladi. Bu ya'ni 3 ta toifa degani bu renovatsiya, rekonstruksiya va aytaylik o'sha bor nimani saqlab qolish, konservatsiya. Endi keyingisi aholini uy-joy bilan ta'minlash, infrastrukturani rivojlantirish. Iqtisodiy driverlar sifatida sanoatni rivojlantirishimiz kerak, bu ham alohida maqsad sifatida belgilangan. Mahallada o'sha mahallani bilasizlar, hozir oxirgi 2-3 yil ichida hokim yordamchilar va mahalla instituti tashkil qilindi. Shu mahalla institutini demak hukumat va jamiyat o'rtasida tayanch ko'prik sifatida belgilash olib borilyapti. Endi bu maqsadlar biz uchun nimaga kerak? Demak, birinchi o'rinda aytib o'tishimiz kerak, hozirda hududlarda haligi rivojlanish bo'yicha tafovut, ya'ni nomutanosiblik oshib ketyapti. Misol uchun, yalpi 2017-2022-yilda yalpi hududiy mahsulot bo'yicha o'sha tafovut 4 baravardan 5,1 baravargacha oshdi. Sanoat bo'yicha 15% dan 30% gacha oshib ketdi. Eksportda esa 17 dan 19% gacha. Endi iqtisodiy sanoatlashuv darajasi pastroq hududlar, ya'ni bu yerda o'sha ishlab chiqarishda yalpi ichki mahsulotda sanoat darajasining pastligi bo'yicha Jizzax, Namangan, Surxondaryo, Xorazm viloyatlarida 16% tashkil qilyapti xolos. Demak, bu bizga signal beryaptiki, hududlarni hammasini mutanosib ravishda rivojlantirishimiz kerak. O'sha hozir xalqaro tajribalarni ham aytib o'taman, ular nimaga e'tibor berganini. Keyingisi sanoat texnologiya diversifikatsiya qilishimiz kerak. Jahon bozorida xomashyo eksport qiladigan hududlarimiz bor. O'sha ularda ham ishlab chiqarishni diversifikatsiya qilishimiz kerak bo'ladi. Keyin mahalliy resurslar tanqisligi bor. Hozirda ko'rinib turibdi, yer, suv masalasida. Endi bu Markaziy Osiyoda umumiy suv bitta umumiy tabiiy ne'mat bo'lgani uchun buni o'zaro murosa qilib turib ishlashimizga to'g'ri keladi. Qishloq joylarda nobarqaror rivojlanish bu ham shuni talab qiladiki, o'sha strategiyamizda shu maqsadlarni qo'yishimizga to'g'ri keladi. Endi o'sha Germaniyaga sentyabr oyida Germaniyaga tashrif bo'lgan bo'lsak, bu Germaniyadan asosiy bizga o'rnak bo'ladigan vazifa bittasini yaqqol aytish mumkin. Bu biznes, universitet va fan. Mana shu uchlik birgalikda hamma joyda shu uchlik ishlab chiqarishda ham, o'qishda ham, ya'ni birgalikda masalan Germaniyada o'qish, o'sha vocational training deydi. Ya'ni birgalikda ishlab chiqarish bilan olib boriladi. Bu o'zaro chambarchas bog'liq. Ba'zi bir shaharlar yaratilganki, u shaharda demak ishlab chiqarish ham bor, ilm-fan ham bor. Bu yoqda biznes ham yuritilyapti. Shu bitta shaharda ichida. Mana Amerikada Silicon Valley bor-ku, xuddi shunaqangi Germaniyada bir ilm-fan shaharlari bor. Keyingisi Xitoy tajribasini aytadigan bo'lsak, Xitoyda bilasizlar infrastrukturaga juda katta e'tibor berilyapti. Infrastruktura degani bu o'sha yo'llar bo'ladimi, portlar bo'ladimi, hammasi. Yana bitta biz Xitoydan oladigan narsamiz, demak, qishloq xo'jaligini rivojlantirish bo'yicha. Yunnan provinsiyasida bo'lganimizda, Yunnan provinsiyasi mana shu aytaylik Gobi degan cho'li bor. Gobi degan cho'lda suv yo'q, boshqa yo'q, gidroponika usulida qishloq xo'jaligi mahsulotlari ishlab chiqilyapti. Asosiy bularda ixtisoslashuv qishloq xo'jaligida gul yetishtirish ekan. Gul yetishtirish, ya'ni Xitoydagi gul auksioni bor. U Gollandiyada eng katta auksion Gollandiya bo'lsa, Xitoydagi gul auksioni aynan Yunnan provinsiyasida. Bu dunyoda 2-o'rinda turadi. Demak, gul yetishtirib boradi, u guli qayerga sotiladi? Masalan, Malayziyaga ketishi mumkin, Hindistonga ketishi mumkin, butun dunyo bo'ylab u auksionda sotiladi. U xalqaro auksion hisoblanadi. Hop. Endi Yaponiyaga o'sha iyul oyiga bordik. Ularda demak Yaponiyada hududiy rivojlanish bo'yicha demak Tokioga borasizmi yoki Osakaga borasizmi yoki aytaylik o'sha yuqori janubiy qismiga yoki shimoliy qismiga borasizmi? Deyarli bir-biridan farqi yo'q rivojlanish bo'yicha. Demak, bu bizga ulardan olishimiz kerak bo'lgan, ya'ni urbanizatsiya, qishloqni rivojlantirishda ulardan olishimiz kerak bo'lgan juda ko'p darslar bor. Masalan, Ugrol chiqindilarini nollashtirish bo'yicha o'sha professorimiz mavzularda aytib o'tganlari. Endi bizniki shu muammolardan kelib chiqib turib, o'zimiz tadqiqotlar o'tkazamiz. Tadqiqot usullari har xil bo'ladi. O'zlari bu yerda talaba sifatida ustozlarimiz o'tiribdi, tadqiqot o'tkazish bo'yicha juda yaxshi bilishadi. Demak, birinchi tadqiqot usuli bu statistika ma'lumotlarini tahlil qilish. Demak, o'sha cause and effect deyiladi, nimaga ta'sir qilyapti. Makro darajada asosan tadqiqotlar o'tkaziladi. Keyingisi, bilasizlar, statistika ma'lumotlaridan aytaylik juda detalli ma'lumotlar olish qiyin bo'ladi. Shuning uchun ba'zida so'rovnoma o'tkazishga to'g'ri keladi. Va yana o'sha zamonaviy texnologiyalardan foydalangan holda biz tadqiqotlar o'tkazyapmizki, ya'ni sun'iy yo'ldoshlar orqali olingan tasvirlar va internetda joylangan, masalan, Oylix degan saytimiz bor, uy-joy bozori bo'yicha. Keyin yana aytaylik auksion, yer auksionlari bor. Faqat auksionlar hozir yerlar faqat auksionda sotilishi qat'iy belgilangan. Shu platformalardan web scraping qilib olinadi. Shularni tahlil qilish orqali biz o'sha tadqiqotlarimizni amalga oshiryapmiz. Demak, bevosita mana shu tadqiqotlarni bir tanishtiradigan bo'lsak, birinchi, demak, bu slaydda ko'rsalaring, biz o'sha QGIS dasturi ta'minoti, QWeb servisi deyiladi. Toshkentdagi tirbandlikdan tahlil qilganmiz va bu yerda Toshkentdagi tirbandlik uzunligini o'lchaganmiz va bu yerda o'sha tirbandlikka oliy ta'lim muassasalari joylashuvining tirbandlikka ta'sirini baholaganmiz. Demak, tadqiqotimiz ko'rinib turgan bo'lsa, mana yashil nuqtalar borki, bular oliy ta'limlar joylashgan hudud, aynan Toshkent shahrida va aynan o'shani atrofida tirbandliklar juda yuqoriligini ko'rishimiz mumkin. Endi tirbandliklar eng pik nuqtaga chiqqanida demak, umumiy uzunligi 120 kilometrdan ortiq bo'ladi. Bu degani Toshkentdan Gulistongacha bo'lgan masofa 119 kilometr. Bu mana ko'rib turibsizlar xaritada, buning uchun o'rtacha tezlikda yursak, salkam 2 soat vaqt ketadi. Demak, shu tirbandlikda o'rtacha tezlikda yursak, shunchalik darajada Toshkent shahrini o'zida tirbandlikga olib kelyapti. Endi mana shu tirbandlik bo'yicha demak, mana bu Amsterdam universiteti professorlari Talia Varkat, Marko de Brommeelstroy degan o'sha professorlar bir kitob yozishgan. Yaqindagi kitob bu Movement, How to Make Back Our Streets and Transform Our Lives degan kitob. Demak, agar sizlarda ko'chalaringdagi muammo birinchi ko'rsatgan rasmdaqangi bo'lsa, yechim ular kengaytirish emas. Ya'ni o'sha highway deymiz, ularni kengaytirish orqali bunga yechim topib bo'lmaydi. Uni yechimi demak birinchi maqsadga odamlarni qo'shish kerak. Ya'ni public transport deymiz, jamoat transportlari birinchi maqsad bo'lishi kerak. Ikkinchisida keyin o'sha avtomobillarga bo'lishi kerak va bu yashillikka e'tibor berish kerak. Ko'ryapsizlar, Gollandiya adashmasam bu o'sha dunyoda mana shu velosipeddan foydalanish bo'yicha birinchi o'rinlarda tursa kerak. Daniya, o'sha Gollandiya, to'g'rimi? O'sha Skandinaviya davlatlarida juda rivojlangan. Demak, bu ikkita professor kitobini yozishda o'zi bizni ko'chalarimiz kimga tegishli degan savolni ko'tarish bilan boshlaydi. Va juda qattiq turib olibdir. Demak, bu ko'chalar birinchi o'rinda insonga xizmat qilishi kerak deyiladi. Demak, keyingi tadqiqotimiz Toshkent shahrida yashillik darajasining qanchalik darajada kamayib ketayotganini tahlil qilganmiz. Demak, bu ma'lumotlarni qayerdan olyapmiz? Bu demak, Amerika Qo'shma Shtatlarining Geological Survey degan o'sha nimasi bor, hozir platformasi, bu platformadan keladi. Ya'ni sun'iy yo'ldosh orqali olingan tasvirlarni, yillar davomida olingan tasvirlarni tahlil qilinadi. Bu yerda ultrafioletli o'sha tasvir olinadi va yashil tasvirlar olib turib oddiygina hisoblash yo'llari bor. Ya'ni ultrafioletdan qizil, ya'ni qizil degani bu yashil zona emas, quruq yerni o'zi. O'shalarni ayirishni orqali va umumiy ularni yig'indisiga bo'lish orqali topiladi. Bu ko'rsatkich indeks -1dan 1gacha bo'ladi. -1 degani umuman yashillashtirish yo'q degani, faqat suvdan iborat degani, yashil umuman yashil yo'q degani, 1 degani hamma yo'q yashil. Aytaylik, haligi tropik o'rmonlar bor-ku, Amazonka o'rmonlari. O'shalarda 1 chiqadi. Demak, oxirgi 5 yilda yashillik darajasi Toshkent shahrining Shayxontohur tumanida 26%, Yakkasaroyda 23%, Olmazor tumanida 30% qisqarib ketgan. Bundan tashqari Buxoroni ham xuddi shunaqa tahlil qilganmiz. Buxoroda 37% ga bitta o'sha urbanizatsiyaning orqali strategiya rivojlandiki, demak, birinchi ekologik vaziyatga e'tibor berish. Ya'ni bu yerda shaharlarda bosh rejasini ishlab chiqarganda hozir hududning kamida 30% yashil maydonlar tashkil qilinishi qat'iy belgilanyapti. Bundan boshqa bir narsa bo'lishi mumkin. Endi yashil maydonlarni aholi soniga mutanosib bo'lishini ta'minlash kerak. Yashil makon umumiy loyihasi e'lon qilingan. Buni kengaytirish masalasi o'rtaga tashlangan. Ya'ni har yil 200 million daraxt ekish majburiy. Ya'ni yashillik darajasi 30% ga yetkazish kerak. Har bir daraxtni parvarish qilish uchun sug'orish tizimi ham bo'lishi, ertadan keyin qurib qolmasligi kerak. 1984 da yashil bog'lar barpo qilinadi, 112 ta yirik sanoat korxonasi tomonidan. O'sha yashil belbog', keyin barcha davlat idoralari, korxonalar, ta'lim muassasalari hududida, o'zini alohida hududida yashil bog'lar tashkil qilinishi kerak. Va hokazo Toshkentda demak, umumiy yashil maydonlar 5000 gektarga yetishi kerak bo'ladi. Endi urbanizatsiya deyapmiz. Demak, o'sha strategiyada berilgan maqsadlardan bittasi bu aholini arzon va munosib uy-joy bilan ta'minlash. Bu o'sha Birlashgan Millatlar Tashkilotining barqaror rivojlanish dasturlarida ham bor. O'zimizni bu umumiy strategiyamizga ham kiritilgan. Demak, bu xaritada ko'rsalaring, ma'lumotni oldikki, biz e-auksion platformamiz bor. Demak, hozir hamma yerlar davlat tarafidan qurilish uchun berilib turgan yerlar shu auksion orqali sotiladi. Shu auksiondagi ma'lumotlarni o'sha web scraping qilib olib, shuni tahlil qilganmiz. Bu yerda qizil nuqtachalarni ko'rsalaring, bu faqatgina ko'p qavatli uylar qurish uchun berilgan yerlar hisoblanadi. Sariq joylar yangi O'zbekiston massivlari qurish uchun berilgan va bu yerda ko'k rangimiz ko'rsatadi individual uy qurish uchun. Masalan, jismoniy shaxs oladi, auksionda sotib olsa, o'zi individualni uy qurib yashashi mumkin. Shundan kelib chiqib e'tibor beradigan bo'lsak, vodiyda, Toshkentda, Samarqandda, Surxondaryoda jadal suratda urbanizatsiya ketyapti. Strategiya maqsadimizdan bittasini aytdik. 51% dan 60% ga yetkazish dedik. Demak, buni har bitta hudud kesimida ham ko'rishimiz mumkin. Keyingi slaydimizda aynan Toshkent shahri va Toshkent viloyatida auksionda sotilgan yerlar haqida ma'lumot berilgan. Demak, bu chap tarafimizdagi slaydimizda ko'rsalaring, Toshkent shahrida aynan ko'p qavatli uy-joy qurish uchun berilgan uylar shaharda ichida deyarli yo'q, berilmaydi. Chunki shaxsan prezidentimiz o'zlarini tashabbuslari bilan Toshkent shahrining bosh plani ishlab chiqilmagunicha hech qanday qurilish uchun yer berilmaydi deb moratoriy e'lon qilingan. Shuning uchun hech qanday yer sotilmaydi. Faqatgina o'sha aytaylik Yangi hayot tumanida ko'rishimiz mumkin. Ko'p qavatli o'sha Minerva City taraflarda ko'p qavatli uylar qurish uchun demak yerlar ajratilgan. Endi bunisida Toshkent viloyatida ko'rsalaring, urbanizatsiya Bekoboddan tortib aytaylik o'sha Olmaliqlargacha, Angren hamma yo'qda faqatgina urbanizatsiya. Ko'p qavatli uylar qurilyapti xolos. Individual uylar qurish uchun ruxsat yo'q deyapti. Demak, bir vaqtda o'zida biz uy-joyga talabni va uy-joyda narxlarni o'zgarishini ham tahlil qilib boramiz. Bu ma'lumotlar demak OLX saytidan olingan. Bilasizlar, OLXda ijara bo'yicha ham, uy oldi sotish bo'yicha ham ma'lumotlar qo'yiladiki, endi bu yerda narxlarni asosan tahlil qilganmiz. Ko'rsalaring, biz o'sha uylarni 1 metr kvadratiga narxidan kelib chiqib turib 10 ta gruppaga ajratganmiz. Birinchi o'rinda o'z-o'zidan Toshkent birinchi o'rinda boshqarib keladi. Hozircha o'rtacha 1 metr kvadrat uy uchun narxi $1321. O'rtacha. Oxirgi ma'lumot, sentyabr oyidagi olgan ma'lumotimiz va eng arzon uy hozircha Xorazm, Qoraqalpoq taraflarida bo'lyapti. Demak, ko'ryapsizlar, hozir tafovutni deyarli 4 baravarga oshib ketgan Xorazm bilan Toshkentdagi uy joylarning narxi. Keyingisi, demak, mana xabaringlar bor. Samarqand shahrini kengaytirish bo'yicha hukumat qarori e'lon qilingan. Bunda Pazdarg'om tumanidan aytaylik 1245 gektar yer maydoni Samarqand shahriga qo'shilib beriladi. Bu shaharga qo'shildi degani endi o'sha qo'shilgan qism ham shahar darajasiga olib chiqilishi kerak. Buning uchun o'sha infrastruktura bilan ta'minlash kerak, ko'p qavatli uy-joylar qurilishi kerak va shu bilan birgalikda aytaylik ijtimoiy obyektlar. Bu kasalxonalar, maktablar, o'sha aytaylik kerak bo'lsa pajarniy. Endi bu yerda qo'shilgan mahalla fuqarolar yig'iniga qo'shilishi mumkin. Kimyogar, Nayman, Kamolot, Qozoq Nayman, Balxiyot, Chortoq, Mirzatov mahalla fuqarolar yig'ini Samarqand shahriga qo'shilgan. Endi bu yerda davlatda resurs cheklangan. Har bitta mahalla fuqarolar yig'iniga masalan aytaylik kasalxona qurib bera olmaydi. To'g'rimi? Shundan kelib chiqib turib, hisobga olib turib, aytaylik shu qo'shilgan qismiga ikkita yoki bitta kasalxona qurish mumkin. Qaysi joyga quramiz degan savol ko'tarilsa, o'sha narsa optimal joylashtirish kerak. Ya'ni shunday joylashtirilishi kerakki, o'sha aholi vaqtini sarflashga, keyin o'sha u yoqqa yetib borishi, keyin tez yordamni tezda yetib kelishi, aholiga xullas qulaylik yaratish uchun optimal joyga joylashtirish kerak. Demak, biz shuni tahlil qildikki, bu chiziqli programmalash masalasi hisoblanadi. Demak, aholi sonini hisobga olinadi. Birinchi, qaysi mahalla fuqarolar yig'inida aholi soni ko'p, mahallalar orasidagi masofa qancha. Shundan kelib chiqib turib tahlil qilganmiz. Demak, qo'shilgan hududlarda agar o'ng tarafdagi rasmga qarasalaring, agar ikkitagina kasalxona qurilishi kerak bo'lsa, bittasini Balxiyon mahalla fuqarolar yig'iniga qo'yish kerak, ikkinchisini Kamolot mahalla fuqarolar yig'iniga qo'yish kerak. Demak, Balxiyonga qurilganda Qozoq Nayman, Chortoq, Mirzacho'p mahalla fuqarolar yig'ini bu Balxiyonga kelib turib foydalanadi. Kamolotga qurilsa, Nayman bilan Kimyogar va Kamolotda o'zi o'sha kasalxonadan foydalanadi. Bu yerda yana o'sha aytaylik, bu o'zi aslida 1970-yillarda Amerikada xuddi shunaqangi qilib turib, pajarnilar, kasalxonalarni optimal joylashtirish bo'yicha tadqiqotlar o'tkazilgan. Keyingisi demak, odatda so'rov o'tkazganimizda biz uchun tadqiqotchi uchun eng qiyin muammo aholini daromadlari haqida ma'lumotnoma olish. Demak, kimdandir so'rasa, sizni daromadingiz qancha desa, odam aytgisi kelmaydi. Daromadini aytgisi kelmaydi. O'shaning uchun tadqiqotchilar nima qiladiki, o'sha daromadini aniqlash maqsadida proxy deydi, proxy. Aynan o'sha daromad haqida so'ralmaydida, boshqa savollar berish orqali daromadini aniqlandi. Mashinangiz bormi? Aytaylik, bolangiz xususiy bog'chaga boradimi? Xususiy maktabga boradimi? O'zi oyligini 2 million aytgan bo'lishi mumkin, lekin bolasi xususiy maktabga boryapti. Xususiy maktabda puli 2,5 million. O'shaning uchun biz shunaqangi tadqiqot metodlarini o'ylab chiqaramizki, daromadini aniqlash. Qaysi joyda aholini daromadi kamroq, qaysi joyda yuqoriroq. Shuni o'sha proxy indikatorlar sifatida aniqlashimiz kerak. Ulardan bittasi, demak, olganimiz biz Google'da qidirilgan ma'lumotlar bor. Buni Google Trend orqali olsa bo'ladi. Qaysi hududda masalan ko'proq konditsioner qidirilyapti, qaysi hududda mebel qidirilyapti, qaysi hududga sovutgich qidirilyapti, qaysi hududda televizor qidirilyapti-da. Shundan kelib chiqib turib aniqladikki, birinchi o'rinda demak daromadi yuqori viloyatlar bizda Navoiy, Toshkent shahri. Xo'p, o'rta daromadlilar Toshkent viloyati ham kiradi, yuqori daromadlilar. O'rta daromadlilarga Buxoro, Sirdaryo, Jizzax, Xorazm. Aholi jonboshiga yalpi ichki mahsulot past hududlar o'z-o'zidan Andijon, Qoraqalpog'iston, Samarqand va hokazo Surxondaryogacha ketgan. Demak, vodiyda o'z-o'zidan 3-chi toifaga kiritilyapti. Andijon, Farg'ona, Namangan bu birinchidan aholi sonining ko'pligi. Hop, ikkinchidan u yerda demak 10 milliondan oshiq aholi bo'lsa, maydonini, ya'ni u yoqdagi resurslarning cheklanganligi o'zi imkoniyatlarda aholini imkoniyatini cheklashni boshlagan. O'zida mana boshqa vodiy voha taraflarda ko'radigan bo'lsak, vodiydan juda ko'pchilik borib dehqonchilik qiladi, to'g'rimi? Mirzacho'lda masalan qo'ng tarvuz ekadi. Kerak hozir o'sha Xorazm, Qoraqalpog'iston taraflariga borib turib, o'sha shola bilan shug'ullanib turganlar vodiyda aholisi bilan ham suhbatlashdi. Ko'p o'sha tadqiqotlar sababli hududlarga ham chiqamiz. Odamlar bilan to'g'ridan-to'g'ri, biznes bilan to'g'ridan-to'g'ri muloqot qilamiz. Bu bizni masalan ko'pchilik makroiqtisodiy va hududiy tadqiqotlar instituti desa, bu tushunish mumkin. Agar u haqida birinchi marta eshitib turgan bo'lsa, bu demak o'qitadi studentlarni. Yo'q, biz hech qanday student o'qimaymiz. Biz aql markazimiz. Faqatgina tadqiqot qilamiz makroiqtisodiy va hududiy bo'yicha. Demak, o'z-o'zidan Vazirlar Mahkamasining huzurida bo'lganimiz uchun ishlab chiqarilayotgan turgan strategiyalar, qonunlar ma'lum bir darajada o'sha bizni tadqiqotlarimizga asoslanadi. Hop, e'tiborlaring uchun rahmat. Mana shu ha yana ikkita slayd bor edi aytganchilik, uzr. Demak, biz shu tadqiqotlar asosida Qo'qon shahrini konsepsiyasini ham ishlab chiqdik. Demak, Qo'qon shahrida men o'zim o'sha yerda o'qib katta bo'lganman. Demak, u yerdagi muammoni juda yaxshi bilaman. Demak, bu yerda ko'rsalaring Qo'qon shahri ham xuddi Samarqandnikiga kengaydi. O'rtadagi qora bilan belgilangan rasmni ko'rsalaring 2017-yilda Qo'qonni territoriyasi qanaqa edi, 2022-yilga qanday bo'lyapti? Ya'ni bu yerda sun'iy yo'ldosh orqali olingan rasm bo'lgani uchun Qo'qon shahrining kengayganligi yorug'lik bilan o'lchangan. Demak, yorug'lik ko'proq territoriyaga yoyilgan, demak, shaharda kengayishi shundan kelib chiqib turib belgilashimiz mumkin. Endi bu yerda shaharda kengayishi birinchi o'rinda nimalarga bog'liq? Demak, uy-joy qurilishi shaharda 2018-2022-yillarda kvartiralar soni 12,9% ga oshgan. Vertikal o'sish bo'yicha shaharda demak ko'p qavatli uylarning 60% to'rt qavatli uylar hisoblanadi. Gorizontal kengayish 2022-yilda shahar hududiga deyarli 2700 gektar yer qo'shib berildi. Bu qanday muammolarga olib kelishi mumkin? Demak, gorizontal kengayish mumkin, vertikal kengayish mumkin. Gorizontal kengayganda o'sha kengaygan hududgacha yana infrastruktura, ya'ni kanalizatsiya, yo'l tortib olib borish kerak. Bunda o'sha davlat xarajatlarini samaradorligiga qandaydir ma'noda ta'sir qilishi mumkin. Bundan tashqari endi konsepsiyada yana e'tibor berganmizki, bosh rejasini ishlab chiqishda demak, aholining yosh guruhlari bo'yicha prognoz qilinishi kerak. Ertadan keyin aytaylik 5 yoshgacha bo'lgan bolalar nechta bo'ladi? Qariyalar nechta bo'ladi? Shundan kelib chiqib turib infrastrukturani ham shakllantirishga to'g'ri keladi. Ko'ryapsizlar, oxirgi nimalar zilzila bardoshlik tamoyillari asosida 9 va undan yuqori qavatli uylarni qurishga rag'batlantirish. Bu o'sha Turkiya voqealaridan keyin juda birinchi o'rindagi muammoga aylanishi kerak, bizning masalaga aylanishi kerak. Demak, Qo'qonni konsepsiyasini ishlab chiqishda 3 ta asosiy narsa. Birinchi, innovatsiyani atrofiga qurilgan 3 ta asosiy narsa: iqtisodiyot, jamiyat va ekologiya. Ekologiya birinchi o'ringa chiqqanini yaqinda shu 1,5 mingta aholi o'rtasida, butun respublika aholi o'rtasida so'rovnoma o'tkazdik. Aholini eng tashvishga solantiradigan narsalardan ikkinchi o'rinda turgani hozir ekologiya bo'lib turibdi. Demak, ekologiya ko'rdilarni Toshkentda misolida ham yashil zonalarni qisqartirib borayotirgani. O'sha joyda Buxoro, Surxondaryoda 70 ming tuf daraxt kesilishi bo'yicha masala ko'tarildi. Aholi o'zi biz daraxtlar Buxoro bilan Surxondaryoda daraxt kesilishiga qarsimi deb chiqishdi. Xo'p, demak, bu yerda aholini o'sha demak parklar kerak bo'ladi yashil hududlarda. Parklar juda muhim narsa. Odam masalan dam oladi, boshqa qiladi. Shular uchun bu narsalar demak aholini farovon hayoti uchun juda muhim omillar hisoblanadi. E'tiborlaring uchun rahmat. Shu prezentatsiyamiz.
Alillo Saidahmetovich juda ham keng qamrovli tadqiqotlarga hamda xorijiy tajribaga boy bo'lgan ma'ruzangiz uchun minnatdorchilik bildiramiz hamda forumimizni davom ettiramiz. Hurmatli forum qatnashchilari, endi ijozatingiz bilan 10 daqiqalik coffee breakka barchangizni taklif etamiz va undan so'ng forum konferensiya ishlarini davom ettiramiz. E'tiboringlar uchun rahmat.
Bu forum 3 kun davomida universitetimizda ilmiy tadqiqotchi olimlar, amaliyotchilar, talabalar o'rtasida bo'lib o'tadigan ilmiy tadqiqot almashinuvi platforma yaratishi, ilmiy amaliy tavsiyalar ishlab chiqilishi kutilgan.
So you have lots of things to discover in terms of the science, technology, and development of the field today. So I wish you all the best.
Bu forum institutimizda ilmiy tadqiqotchi olimlar, amaliyotchilar, talabalar o'rtasida bo'lib o'tadigan ilmiy tadqiqot almashinuvi platforma yaratishi, ilmiy amaliy tavsiyalar ishlab chiqilishi kutilgan.
So you have lots of things to discover in terms of the science, technology, and development of the field today. So I wish you all the best.
Ushbu forum 3 kun davomida universitetimizda ilmiy tadqiqotchi olimlar, amaliyotchilar, talabalar o'rtasida bo'lib o'tadigan ilmiy tadqiqot almashinuvi platforma yaratishi, ilmiy amaliy tavsiyalar ishlab chiqilishi kutilgan.
So you have lots of things to discover in terms of the science, technology, and development of the 2 days. So I wish you all the best.
Hurmatli forum ishtirokchilari, iltimos forumimiz o'z ishini davom ettiradi. O'z o'rningizni egallab olishinglarni so'raymiz.
Hurmatli hamkasblar, konferensiya session davom ettiramiz. Prezentatsiyalar tayyor bo'lsa. So I want to invite to the stage our professor from the United States, specifically from the Stetson University, professor of Department of Finance, Jennifer Ho. She will be speaking on the financial crisis and its global impact, which is going to take as a case in point COVID-19. So, floor is yours. Please come.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Fu, and I'm very glad to be here at Tashkent University and in Uzbekistan. I am here for the second time. I was here in 2019 as a Fulbright lecturer, teaching in the management department in a master's course. And so I got to know Tashkent University very well. And thank you to Raya. Raya was the one who invited me back again this time around. And I've gotten to learn a lot more about your university and your culture, and also about Uzbekistan as well. So thank you very much, because you have made me very, very welcome. The paper that I'm presenting is on COVID pandemic that affected everyone, every country. And what I'm looking at is the financial crisis as a result of that, of the pandemic, on the financial markets, particularly the stock markets of different countries. So this was unprecedented in terms of the long-term lockdowns that were implemented by most, in fact, I would say every country for an unprecedented long time of 4 to 5 months. And by lockdowns, that means that basically businesses were closed, people stay at home, and workers, employees and employers basically have to come up with new strategies in order to continue businesses and productivity. So basically my paper looks at what the impact is on the global financial markets around, particularly in Europe and in different countries. So when COVID pandemic happened, we all know that it was very quick. Businesses were shut down. Governments basically enforced the lockdowns of businesses, and people have to stay at home. And so when you look at businesses that have to close and economic activities basically stop, except for essential services, that reduces GDP and basically economic growth. So businesses have to come up with new innovations, strategies in order to continue their business, in order to continue production. So when we look at the extended lockdown, a good example is, I'm sure Tashkent University also carried out different strategies, but at my university in the US, we had to come up with a new way of presenting our classes to students. Students have to learn new ways online using Zoom, for example, to continue classes. I don't know about you, but as a professor, I have to do it within a month. No, sorry, I take that back, within a week. So within a week, I have to learn a new online application in order to deliver my lectures to the students. Students themselves have to learn the new system, new application in order to learn the material online. And so we are talking about not just listening to lectures. We're talking about being able to do homework, give assignments, tests, and so on. We have to develop tests that were online, which we never basically did before. So if you look at universities as an example, and now if you apply it to businesses, businesses similarly have to do the same. How do workers at home basically carry out innovations to keep on being productive? So this is what I was looking at when we look at the long-term lockdowns for 4 to 5 months. But of course, during that time, when the lockdowns occurred, of course, the financial markets will plunge into turmoil as well. Particularly, I forgot that answer. So particularly when we look at financial markets like the stock markets, when they hear about the COVID and the shutdowns and the impact on the businesses, global markets investors react to such unprecedented lockdowns, not only because of the spread of the pandemic, but also on the uncertainty, because when the pandemic occurs, nobody knows how long the lockdowns will be. Is it for 4 months? Is it for a year? Can we contain it? How many people will be affected? So that was great uncertainty. And basically investors that invested in the stock markets and in the US, a lot of financial institutions, insurance companies, pension funds, they're looking at that great uncertainty. And so stock markets basically went into stock volatility and basically plunged quite a bit. So if you look at an example of the GDP growth in affecting the stock markets from the pandemic, GDP growth, as you can see, if you look at a comparison of 2020 at the peak of the COVID period, which started in around middle of March to August for some of the countries, you can see that they were impacted greatly. The stock markets in 2020, as you can see, plunged for some countries that were affected. like Germany, Spain, UK as well. Just to give you an example. So productivity went down in terms of GDP. And then the recovery in 21, as you can see, has recovered a little bit, but not as much as we think it did in 21. If you look at the stock market returns, comparing some of the countries, the US stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial Average went down by minus 32%. And some countries went down even further as a result of the shock from the pandemic. For developed countries, particularly in the US and in Europe, they were not affected as much in terms of the productivity because they had governments that invested a lot of money, basically injected money into the economy, like the US, for example, invested the government, the Treasury, and the Federal Reserve injected a huge amount of money during that time to help to bring us out of the stock market, what we call the Great Recession, when the COVID pandemic happened. But for emerging markets, particularly undeveloped countries, they don't have the resources. They depend on natural resources. They depend on the agricultural products and exports. Some countries depend on tourism, particularly like Uzbekistan depended quite a bit on tourism in order to get revenue. So they were affected much more for emerging countries. This is a good example of the Standard & Poor's 500, where it is a combination of 500 stocks in the Standard & Poor's 500. The market plunged in terms of points. It went down to 2,304 points right after the lockdown. This was in March 23 in 2020. For the MSCI, which is a European index of countries in Europe, similarly, they have the same plunge of the stock markets, again in March 21. So it fell to its lowest 1,150 points. So when the lockdown occurred, basically the markets, the financial markets, the stock markets reacted to that great uncertainty because we have no idea what is going to happen in the next few months, in the next year, whether the pandemic can be contained. So how the governments responded to the pandemic and the lockdowns for such a great length of time? Well, the governments basically were caught by surprise. All countries were caught by surprise by the contagion spread of the systemic spread of the COVID. And so developed countries started injecting money into the financial markets, like giving grants, financial aid to businesses. They reduced the interest rate down to 0 to try to get businesses to borrow money to keep on operating their business. But remember, when you look at businesses, we depend on employees going to work. Can they work efficiently when they're locked down at home? For a lot of businesses, yes, they could work at home using the internet, using Zoom, using Microsoft Teams. But when you look at other businesses like tourism, where you have physical contact with their customers, they were impacted a lot more. So countries that dependent on service trade were affected much more. The governments of developed countries basically helped to bring the financial markets out of the Great Recession, out of the turmoil that they were plunged into. A good example is in the US. The government injected money by basically giving, for example, individuals that qualify $1,200, like senior citizens, lower income people. They were able to get what we call a stimulus check. So they were hoping that by injecting money into the economy, businesses will continue to operate. They will continue to, get out of their lockdowns after it ended in around August in the US. If you look at some of the papers that were done on the COVID pandemic, Salisu, a paper, looks at whether government policies have been effective. They find that basically government policies did not have an impact on stock markets, particularly in emerging countries, meaning that stock markets still looks at, investors still looks at the uncertainty of the future of the pandemic and its contagion. Zaradmar, another article in 2020, looks at 67 countries, their government policies, and how when the government made campaign announcement saying, it'll be okay, we will get out of it. We are providing financial aid to businesses, to individuals, to stimulate consumers to spend money. We'll basically improve our economy, to basically reduce the fears of investors. Basically, they found that instead of trying to reduce stock market fears, it increases stock market volatility, because basically investors, again, have no idea whether it will work or not. Then, and then his quarters in 2022 look at the government lockdowns of countries and how they cut interest rate to try to stimulate businesses to borrow money to stimulate the economy. They find that it did have a positive impact on market returns. That is in contrast to some of the other authors and their work that they found that stock market volatility basically did not improve. What we did, my co-author and I did, was looking at some European countries during the COVID-19 pandemic. We look at their indexes, the stock market indexes, to compare to see how they did. We look at the stock market indexes before the lockdown, basically before March of 2020. So the stock market indexes before that. And then we look at the period after the lockdowns in March 2020 to about December 2020, the length of time when the peak occurred in terms of the volatility of the stock markets. And then we look at the stock market indexes after the lockdowns were lifted to see if there were any improvement and recovery. So this is what I was talking about. I forgot to press the button. If you look at the stock index for the 3 periods that I was looking at, before the pandemic in 2019, then when the COVID happened, pandemic happened, till December 2020. So basically the period in 2020, and then after the lockdowns were lifted, and the stock market index after that. We look at the maximum and the minimum values of the stock indexes. And if you look at the time period, February, January, and so on, that was before the lockdown. And then we look at March, when the lockdown by most countries were implemented. And then we look at the stock indexes after the lockdown were lifted. These are the countries that we looked at. We looked at the Hungarian stock index, BUX, the Czech Republic, PX index, the Polish stock index, market index, the Croatian Crobex index, DAX, DAX, the German stock market, France, CAC 40 stocks, and the UK FTSE FTSE 100 stocks. And then we also look at average of the markets of Europe, the MSCI index. So if you look at DAX, looking at the percentage change of the maximum quotations before and after the lockdown, only the German stock market improved before the lockdown and after the lockdown by 0.01%. And that improvement is not very much, as you can see. Yes, it was positive, but it is very small in terms of the difference between before the lockdown index and after the lockdown was lifted during the recovery. But as you can see, all the other indexes in these stock markets of these countries were negative. So basically they did not recover after the lockdown was lifted in December, after December 20. When we look at the pandemic and its impact on the stock markets, of course, the pandemic affected the stock market. And because of that, GDP productivity fell for these countries. And also, of course, when we look at inflation, which basically looks at the economic health of the countries. So if you look at a comparison, for example, GDP growth rate of these countries that we look at in terms of the indexes that we have of these countries, comparing 2019 before the lockdown and the peak of the pandemic in 2020, in the first column, I should say column 2, you can see that they are all negative. So that means that the stock markets basically responded negatively when you look at GDP growth rate, and that is to be expected. But when you look at the recovery, let's say comparing 2020 to 2021, you would think that with all the money that was injected into the countries by the government in response to the pandemic, you can see that they're positive, column 3. But when you compare before the lockdown and after the lockdown in 2019 and 2021, in column 4, the recovery, as you can see, is only for 3 countries, Hungary, Poland, and Croatia. But the other countries like Czech Republic, Germany, France, UK, even though the stock market rallied after the lockdowns were lifted, they still were in the negative region. So before the lockdown and after the lockdown was lifted, even though these countries recovered in terms of their GDP, the recovery was not offset by, because of the decrease in the GDP in 2020 being much greater. Looking at inflation, another sign of economic health of a country. The inflation as a result of the pandemic and the impact on the stock markets, comparing 2019 before the lockdown and the year of the lockdown 2020, and during 2020 and 2021, that was the recovery. There was no impact, basically, no significant impact on the stock market. But when you look at pre-pandemic, before the lockdown, and supposedly the recovery after 2021, after all the government spent a lot of money trying to help the economy to recover in terms of, getting us back to financial health, what happened was that comparing it to 2021 to 2019 inflation increased a lot, particularly for countries like Hungary, Czech Republic, and Poland. If you look at these countries comparing pre-pandemic inflation and after the lockdown in 2021, Hungary, for example, experienced inflation of 8.61%. So which is quite high. Later on, we found out, of course, some countries experience even higher inflation. A good example is UK. UK in 2022 even had higher inflation, up to 10%. So of course, you know that inflation has an impact, a significant impact on stock markets and investors in terms of their willingness to invest in the stocks. Again, comparing the stock market returns before pandemic 2019, the last column, 2019 and 2020, again, only the German stock market recovered. But looking at all the other countries in terms of comparing it to pre-pandemic stock market indexes, they were all negative. So from what we can tell, we can see that recovery was not very robust for the investors and for the stock market indexes. Of course, later on in 2022 and then 2023, we know that the COVID was not such a great fear as we thought it would be. But at that time, again, there's great uncertainty. So investors were very worried that, the economy might not recover. For the US, a good example is we experienced inflation as high as 9%. Now it's back down to about 3-4%. But still, in terms of certain prices, particularly food prices, particularly gas, we experienced food prices that were unprecedented, at least in my experience. I don't know about whether your food prices in Uzbekistan went up. I'm sure it did. Every country almost experienced higher inflation after the COVID pandemic. So this is basically what we found when we look at the impact of COVID on the stock markets. So basically these slides was what I explained about the tables that I just presented. So overall, when we look at the pandemic and its impact, using those stock indexes, some developed countries, some undeveloped countries, for Croatia, for example, is under relatively emerging countries, comparing it to Germany, which is a developed country, you can see quite significant differences between them. So overall, we find that countries basically experience the COVID pandemic impact, particularly inflation and the uncertainty on their stock markets, where stock markets volatility went down during the COVID pandemic in 2020, but after the lockdown in 2021, it increases inflation. And inflation continues, at least for some countries. It has not gone down as much as the governments of the countries would like. I just read in the news yesterday on the internet that the Federal Reserve Bank of US is going to keep interest rate the same. They're not going to increase interest rate. And the reason is because they said that the US is doing pretty good in fighting inflation. For the European countries, again, stock market and the impact of the COVID on them basically also impacted them, increasing inflation in their countries as well. So in conclusion, when we look at a comparison of some of the countries that are developed and some that are developing or emerging, the COVID pandemic had an impact on stock market volatility, and that was because of the unprecedented lockdown for 4 to 5 months. At that time, as I said, it's because of the uncertainty. Nobody knows whether the lockdown will continue for a year, for 2 years, and so on. But after it was lifted and after a lot of the developed countries injected money into the economy, a lot compared to emerging countries that did not have the resources, the money to inject into the economy, they have recovered somewhat, some more than others. But the difference when we look at the financial crisis from the COVID pandemic, if you compare it to the financial crisis of 2008, from the subprime mortgage crisis of the US. I don't know whether you, in Uzbekistan you heard about the subprime mortgage crisis. Does anyone know about the subprime mortgage crisis in 2008? Good. I see some heads nodding. The subprime mortgage crisis in 2008 that plunged again the global economies into a crisis was because the US mortgage industry and the sector, where basically a lot of investors invested in mortgages that were packaged and sold as what we call derivatives. I don't know whether you know derivatives, but it was sold, and a lot of European financial institutions invested in these packaged mortgage certificates of the US. So when the mortgage market went into a crisis, it affected a lot of those investors and financial institutions that invested in these mortgage securities. So if you compare it to that financial crisis of 2008 and the COVID, the financial crisis of 2008, due to the US subprime mortgage crisis, was from the financial markets itself in the US. But the COVID is different. The COVID pandemic and the Great Recession that it caused was due to an external shock. The external shock was basically from outside of the financial markets. So yes, there was stock market volatility, but after the lockdowns were lifted, we did recover. So the Great Recession was relatively short compared to the financial crisis of 2008. So that was what we found out. Basically, the lockdown lifted for most countries by December 2020. And then slowly the economies, the stock markets were recovering. But the problem that we have in our study was that, I think if I'm not mistaken, 2022 was the Ukraine-Russian war. And because of that, our data basically could not continue because of that impact globally of the Ukraine-Russian war. So our data and our study was limited as a result of that war and not being able to collect stock market indexes because the markets again went down. Is it due to COVID continuing, or is it because of the Russian-Ukraine war? So as a result, our study, was, I would say, interrupted as a result because of that. So that was our conclusion, and hopefully we can continue with our study and the data. Thank you.
Professor Fu, thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. We can extract lots of useful information from your presentation as far how to be resilient against any sort of shocks, external shocks, especially the shocks caused by pandemic 2019. You have elaborated on the stock market volatility caused by different lockdowns and restrictive measures to fight against COVID. And this is very useful. Of course, we have to increase the resilience of the economy in order to ensure the sustainable development. Thank you very much for your insights. So without further ado, I'm going to give the floor to our next speaker from Częstochowa University of Technology, Poland, Professor of Department of Management, Dorota Gelone. Please.
Dear Rector, dear Vice Rector, dear organizers of this wonderful forum. Thank you very much for your invitation. It's a great honor and pleasure to be there. Я хочу сказать, что это не мой первый раз, когда я у вас. 6 годов тому назад я была деканом, а так я пришла к вам пригласить ваших учителей, а ваших студентов то współработать. Профессор Рая собрала учителей, собрала студентов, и они были в нашем университете, а поддержали свои квалификации. My współrabotаем не только для учителей, не только для студентов, но мы работаем тоже для учебы. Я, а мои коллеги, мы были на ваших конференциях. Я думаю, это были 4 конференции. Мы были онлайн на этих конференциях, но это были очень интересные конференции. Я думаю, что мы будем развивать нашу дружбу, мы будем развивать нашу кооперацию, а я желаю вам всего хорошего, а всего хорошего для университета. During this forum, we are talking about strategy. My topic is also about strategy, but about a special type of strategy of innovation. So the topic is influence of information uncertainty on innovation strategy. The plan of this presentation. First, I would like to present the purpose of this presentation, then uncertainty of the COVID-19 pandemic time, research methodology, then some characteristics of the sample study, the results, and some conclusions. The list of determinants that can influence on innovation strategies can be very long. I listed only some of them. I think that you agree that we can divide this influence as internal and external determinants. Internal determinants, it could be human resources. Sometimes at enterprises, we see the lack of people, creative people with ideas, without knowledge. But sometimes we have workers, we have employees who acquiring new skills and knowledge, and they are ready to create innovations. The next determinant, it could be organizational structure. Most of organizations are flexible, and they also have flexible organization structure that facilitates communication and collaboration between different departments, can be simulate new direction in digital innovation, for example. Next determinant, it could be organizational culture. When we support workers to divide, to change their knowledge, to change their ideas, it's good to create innovation. Also, our workers have to feel that we accept the risk of implement new innovation. Sometimes there are financial resources. Very often there is the lack of funds for innovation development, and we can list more internal determinants. But we can also divide it external determinants, such as market and competitions. We know that market is very turbulent, very often it's change. The next determinants, it's regulation and compliance. Sometimes our suppliers and business partners, when they implement some new solutions about communication, they want that companies should implement the same solution. So at this company, we have to introduce some innovations. The most important determinants is technology and technological development. We observe as a private people and as a business that new solutions of information technology are rapidly comes, and we should try to implement them in our business. And customer feedback, enterprises should understanding customer needs and opinions can lead to product and service improvements. Customer relationship management, this is the one of theory, how to get information from customers, how to use this information, and how to answer for these customers' needs. And also social and culture environment, it could be also the next determinants. So the purpose of this presentation is to determine whether high uncertainty of conditions in the environment make it difficult to companies to undertake innovation actions, and whether companies change their innovation strategies. I think that you agree that the time of COVID-19 pandemic, it was time when business environment was uncertainty. So the situation of high environmental uncertainty during the COVID-19 pandemic was adopted to this research. We are talking about business environment. For now, we use the term that the environment is turbulent, and it was okay. But now a lot of scientists introduce new acronyms to describe this business environment. There are a lot of difficult words, but acronym VUCA, it's the acronym that means that environment is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And the next acronym, BANE, it means that the environment is brittle, anxious, non-linear, and incomprehensible. Few sentences about these acronyms. Volatility means that the business environment experiences rapid and unpredictable changes. We agree with it. Uncertainty implies that the business environment is marked by a lack of predictability and clear outcomes. We also agree with it. Complexity suggests that the business environment is intricate and multi-phased, often with numerous interrelated factors to consider. Sometimes new technology help us to understand all these factors. And ambiguity indicates the business environment is characterized by a lack of clarity and the presence of multiple, often inflicting reception or viewpoints. And the next acronym, brittle, means that the business environment is fragile and can easily break or be disrupted. Anxious implies that the business environment is marked by a sense of use or unprecious use due to uncertainty. Nonlinear suggests that the business environment does not follow predictable or linear patterns, but instead exhibits irregular and unpredictable behaviors. And incomprehensible indicates the business environment is difficult to understand or lack clarity. So as you see, these few adjectives already show the scale of variability and unpredictability of business environment at the same time. As I said earlier, I take the time of during COVID-19 pandemic was the time when the business environment was very unpredictable. This is few words about research methodology. The research was conducted using computer-assisted web interview method from January to April 2022 in Polish companies. I give the characteristics of the research sample later, but now I tell that 405 complete response to survey were obtained. I present only a small part of this large project called Innovation Strategies and Digital Transformation of Companies in the era of coronavirus pandemic. The survey included 22 questions and 4 questions of characteristics. In this table, you see the characteristic of the study sample, as it means size of this company, S1 micro, S2 small, and S3 medium. Y, years of market presence, Y1 up to 5 years, Y2 up from 5 to 20 years, Y3 over 20 years. A, area of activity, so means that A1 local market, A2 domestic market, and A3 global market. And T, type of activity, T1 commercial, T2 production, T3 service and transportation, and T4 others. So all study sample was 405. First question was address the inclination of companies to change their innovation strategy in uncertain environment conditions. The first chart, we see the reaction of the companies when we consider the size. So we see that all companies had changed their innovation strategies. Most of small companies, 71%. When we consider years of market presence, we also see that the most of all companies change this strategy. When we consider type of activity, we see that commercial enterprises most often change their innovation strategy. And when we consider market scope, We also see that all companies change innovation strategies, most of them on local market. Now, a few statistics. I present the results in conclusions. The second research question aimed to determine whether the innovation strategies of companies in 2020, 2021 were based on the use of modern information technologies. The respondents can to choose answer definitely yes to definitely no. So when we summing up definitely yes and rather yes, we see that 19% of these companies changed innovation strategy and use modern information technology. There are also some statistics, but I give the results in conclusions. The third questions focus on identifying most frequently implemented digital innovations. I think that nothing new. Probably you expect that the COVID pandemic time, in this time, the companies needs expanded websites. They implement the next activity was implementation of remote working systems, video conferencing systems, and so on. Ordering product delivery online, launching online consultants for customers via Messenger, Skypes, and other social media, expanding the range of goods of services offering online, tracking delivery status, launching online sales, launching a website, integrating a website with enterprises IT systems, implementing a loyalty program for customers, and expanding the methods of analysis use, including the use of business intelligence systems, implementing a process-oriented approach, and only 42 answers was, I do nothing, I don't change nothing. So conclusions. Research has shown that 63% of surveyed companies made changes in their innovation strategy during the COVID-19 pandemic, as demonstrated in the high uncertainty of the business environment. There was a relationship between companies willing to change their innovation strategy in uncertain environment condition, depending on the size of company and the type of activity. This is the results of the table 3 and 4 presented on this presentation. Such a relationship was not found for 2 other characteristics. For example, years of business operation and market scope. The next conclusion, most companies, 59%, based their innovation strategies during the COVID-19 pandemic on the use of modern information technology solutions. Only 1 in 10 companies did not change their innovation strategy towards the use of ICT solutions. Statistical dependence was confirmed between the use of modern information technology in the innovation strategy of companies during the COVID-19 pandemic and the size of the company and the market scope. It's all the conclusion is also based on some statistics presented earlier. The influence of the variables such as the length of the company's market operation and the type of activity of the companies was not confirmed. The most frequently implemented digital innovation were related to internet technologies. Digital innovations also focused on solutions supported the search and online collaboration. Yeah, it's clear. And it has been confirmed that the presence of high environmental uncertainty does not hinder companies from pushing innovation strategies. In fact, the majority of companies adopted their innovation strategies to incorporate digital innovations during this period. So thank you very much for your attention.
Professor Jelinek, thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. Extremely informative, and you have been extremely clear that following the certain crisis, we have to rethink our strategy of development. And it is a high time, during the crisis, it's a high time to think how to change our policy directions and strategic development paths. So you have said that following the pandemic, 2019 pandemic, the majority of the companies adopted, IT and digital innovation tools in order to redevelop their innovation strategies, development strategies, and it's right that the IT and the digitalization has been extremely important to increase the potential and efficiency of the companies. And this can be applied to the education sector as well. So digitalization and using IT technologies in our education sector also boosts the efficiency of delivering good quality education and doing efficient research. Thank you very much. So our next speaker is joining us from Singapore, Sergey Christolyubov. He's a director who is responsible for Euro-Asian factors and their impact on global competitiveness of universities, and he wants to highlight 3 hard truths that needs to be discussed. Sergey, it's over to you. Thank you for joining us and taking time.
Здравствуйте, уважаемый Адхам Юсупович. Большое спасибо за представление. Надеюсь, меня слышно и видно. Сейчас обязательно попробуем показать материалы на экране. Надеюсь, что у меня получится это сделать. Надеюсь, что презентацию видно. Если вам не трудно подтвердить, буду вам очень благодарен. Адхам Юсупович, могли, пожалуйста, сказать, видно слайды или нет? Слайды видно, да? Скажите, пожалуйста, еще раз.
Мы вас хорошо слышим, все видно, презентация. Все...
Спасибо вам большое. Прежде всего, хотелось бы поблагодарить организаторов сегодняшнего форума. Уже 2-й раз проходит он, ежегодный форум. Конкретно, конечно же, это Канкатбая Абзимбетовича и Адхам Юсуповича и всю вашу высокопрофессиональную команду. Во-первых, с тем, что форум проходит. Во-вторых, сердечная вам благодарность за возможность поделиться некоторыми наблюдениями из нашей работы и рассказать вам, поделиться теми данными, которые нам удалось собрать по актуальным вопросам, с которыми приходится сталкиваться высшим учебным заведениям не только региона Центральной Азии и Республики Узбекистан, но и многих других стран. Но прежде всего, с учетом того, что форум сегодняшний проходит в стенах Ташкентского государственного экономического университета, не могу удержаться от того, чтобы не поздравить ваш уважаемый университет с выдающимся достижением в программе QS Stars. Все-таки после довольно сложного и такого трудоемкого аудита ваш университет получил 5 звезд, став вторым университетом в регионе Центральной Азии, у которого есть наивысшее количество звезд, которые можно получить по итогам нашего довольно комплексного аудита. Первый университет, который за всю историю Центральной Азии получил 5 звезд, это Казахский национальный университет имени Аль-Фараби. И в Узбекистане ваш вуз является пока что единственным с таким результатом. Можно только порадоваться и, в общем-то, поблагодарить за ту приверженность к достижению такого выдающегося результата. Это, конечно, заслуга вашей команды, которая показала свою слаженную работу и впечатлила наших аудиторов теми данными, которые вы предоставили. Спасибо вам еще раз большое за это. Уверены, что это не последнее достижение, далеко не последнее достижение Ташкентского государственного экономического университета в наших рейтингах. Надеемся, что в ближайшем будущем что-нибудь еще произойдет на эту тему. Дальше могу сказать, что любую нашу презентацию в Республике Узбекистан мы начинаем вот с такого слайда, который говорит о том контексте, в котором мы работаем в Узбекистане, а именно мы свою деятельность видим в рамках реализации стратегии по развитию нового Узбекистана на 2022-2026 годы и постановлением президента 28 января 2022 года УП-60 было определено в качестве целевого достижения цели по включению 10 лучших учебных заведений страны в рейтинге лучших университетов мира по версии QS Times Higher Education. На протяжении последних 4 лет мы работаем с Министерством высшего образования, науки и инноваций Республики Узбекистан, а также с ведущими вузами по достижению этой, безусловно, амбициозной цели. В любую нашу презентацию мы также включаем нашу миссию, которая состоит в том, чтобы оказывать содействие мотивированным людям во всем мире в реализации собственного потенциала через поддержку международной мобильности, образовательных достижений и карьерного развития. Что здесь имеется в виду? Все наши рейтинги, которые мы публикуем, они прежде всего рассчитаны на студента. Студент в центре всего того, что мы делаем. Для того, чтобы абитуриенты, студенты, а также их родители принимали информированные решения о выборе вуза, образовательной программы, страны и города для обучения, мы собираем большое количество данных, которые не только сводятся к информации по ключевым индикаторам методологии нашего рейтинга, но и выходят далеко за пределы наших методологий. Некоторые из этих данных мы сегодня посмотрим. Как вы, наверное, уже заметили, с учетом темы конференции, которая говорит нам о разработке стратегий, имеющих последствия для национальной и международной социально-экономической повестки, мы хотели бы поделиться с вами 3, так как назвали их в теме конференции, непростыми истинами, которые мы сейчас покажем на следующем слайде. Первая из этих истин заключается в том, что количество студентов год от года будет снижаться рано или поздно. И все-таки численность студенческого населения – это прежде всего спрос на высшее образование. Поэтому это определенный риск. Здесь, конечно, очень уместно спросить, когда население начнет, когда численность студентов начнет снижаться, в каких странах и регионах она начнет снижаться. То есть это довольно такое обобщенное утверждение, в каком-то смысле генерализация, обобщение, но вместе с тем мы посмотрим на некоторые данные как в мире, так и в Центральной Азии, как это выглядит у нас на практике на следующие 20-25 лет. Вторая непростая истина, которая приводится на данном слайде, это то, что конкуренция с альтернативными форматами получения образования будет неизбежно нарастать. И когда мы говорим про другие форматы, мы, конечно, имеем в виду онлайн-площадки, мы имеем в виду Coursera, Udemy, и также программы микродипломов, которые теперь уже работодатели учитывают при приеме на работу успешных кандидатов. И третья непростая истина состоит в том, что разрыв между потребностями рынка труда и профилем выпускников высших учебных заведений сохранится и, возможно, будет нарастать. И вот в контексте этих 3 непростых истин высшим учебным заведениям, с учетом всех тех ограничений бюджетных человеческих ресурсов и организационных возможностей, которые у них есть, придется работать на протяжении следующих 10, 20, 30 лет. Давайте коротко остановимся на каждой из этих непростых истин и посмотрим, о чем здесь идет речь. Первое – это снижение студенческого населения. Если вы посмотрите на левую часть этого слайда, график, который вы видите во всем мире, показывает, что в принципе до 2037-2038 года не так уж все будет и плохо. И снижение численности студентов начнется только после этого года. Вместе с тем, под положительную динамику численности студентов удастся сохранить до 2037 года благодаря двум основным регионам. Это Африка и Юго-Восточная Азия. Во многих странах северного полушария численность населения уже сейчас довольно стремительно снижается. Если вы посмотрите на статистику по количеству студентов в Японии, в Китае и в других странах, то вы очень наглядно увидите, что это является очень серьезной проблемой не только для высших учебных заведений, но и для органов государственной власти, которые осуществляют государственную политику в сфере высшего образования и научных исследований. Как реагируют вузы и как реагируют органы государственной власти, в том числе Министерство образования, Министерство науки, технологий? Первое, они снижают входные барьеры в вузы. Если вы обратите внимание, например, Японии, что теперь буквально из 10 кандидатов 9 получают место в университете, то есть конкурс довольно низкий. Почему? Потому что, прежде всего, демографическая ситуация в Японии сейчас довольно сложная. Второй способ ответить на вызов, связанный с сокращением студенческого населения, это включаться в борьбу за талантливых иностранных студентов для того, чтобы они приезжали в ваши страны и проходили обучение по самым разным образовательным программам. И мы сейчас не понаслышке знаем и видим даже на наших мероприятиях по поиску и привлечению иностранных студентов, которые мы проводим по всему миру, что борьба за иностранных студентов, борьба за лучших, талантливых молодых специалистов, наверное, никогда не была настолько ожесточенной. Мы видим примеры Австралии, где 110% примерно от студенческой численности в Австралии попадает в университеты благодаря тому, что очень много китайских ребят и ребят с Азиатско-Тихоокеанского региона приезжают в Австралию, чтобы получить высшее образование. Мы видим такую же динамику в других странах, но очень-очень важно, как нам кажется, и Центральной Азии, Республике Узбекистан предложить иностранным студентам уникальные возможности обучения, особенно в контексте тех изменений, которые происходят в регионе. Не только уникальный образовательный опыт, но и уникальный культурный опыт, уникальная возможность участвовать в таких проектах, как «Один пояс, один путь». Здесь, наверное, можно сказать, что в этом смысле Узбекистан очень выгодно расположен с географической точки зрения на перекрестке разных транзитных коридоров. И это то, что могло бы привлечь не только студентов, но и исследователей, которые ведут работу в регионе. С правой стороны вы видите, что динамика в странах Центральной Азии немного отличается от глобальной динамики, и сокращение студенческого населения в Узбекистане наблюдается уже сейчас. А сокращение студенческого населения в Казахстане, Таджикистане и Кыргызстане начнется примерно в 1931-1932 году, то есть немного раньше, чем во всем мире. И у нас с вами во всем регионе осталось не так уж много лет. В Казахстане, Таджикистане, в Кыргызстане не больше 10 лет, а в Узбекистане с этим приходится сталкиваться уже сейчас, чтобы вопрос сокращения студенческого населения не только ставить среди всех приоритетов в ежедневную повестку своей деятельности, своей работы, но и предпринимать активные действия по снижению эффекта от сокращения студенческой численности. Второй вызов и вторая непростая истина, с которым приходится сталкиваться высшим учебным заведением, это необходимость конкурировать с альтернативными форматами. Здесь мы приводим данные нашего международного опроса, который мы проводим раз в год среди студентов абсолютно подавляющего большинства стран мира, в том числе в Узбекистане. И здесь картинка по Узбекистану нам показывает о том, что здесь вот как читать этот график. Да? Здесь вот 4 формата обучения на данном слайде перечислены. Какие именно? Смешанное обучение, дистанционное и онлайн обучение, обучение в традиционном классическом формате, то есть через личное присутствие в классе, в аудитории, а также массовые открытые курсы, которые доступны на онлайн-платформах, так называемые МУКи, как теперь говорят. И здесь показана статистика предпочтений студентов, а также абитуриентов по отношению к тому или иному формату. И, конечно, видно, что вот этот третий столбец с 20 по 22 год неизменный интерес вызывает традиционный формат для обучения, что, наверное, очень хорошо, что студентам важен не только опыт, не только знания, но и социальные навыки, и то общение, которое они получают, приходя в стены университета, и взаимодействие не только с преподавателями, но и со своими однокурсниками, одноклассниками. Но вместе с тем можно заметить, что вот зеленым и синим цветом очень видно, да, что процент тех студентов и абитуриентов, которые высказывают свои предпочтения по отношению к смешанным форматам и по отношению к онлайн-обучению, он продолжает расти. То есть интерес к альтернативным форматам получения знаний нарастает, и университетам что-то с этим необходимо делать. Какие здесь стратегии у университетов могут возникать? Первое – это сделать онлайн-обучение в качестве элемента своего предложения студентам и абитуриентам, чтобы часть программ, а мы знаем, что в Узбекистане есть университеты, которые предлагают абсолютно все свои образовательные программы в режиме онлайн, это Ташкентский университет информационных технологий, например, чтобы те знания, которые университет несет в мир, чтобы они были доступны через онлайн-форматы не только в классной комнате, но и через камеру компьютеров ваших потенциальных студентов, потому что это не только возможность увеличить свое присутствие в целевых аудиториях, но и возможность предоставлять такие услуги за плату и пополнить бюджет университета. Так что вот этот вот момент и не только связаны с онлайн-обучением, но и с все большим распространением микропрограмм, он, конечно, на повестке многих вузов находится довольно высоко, и с этим придется иметь дело уже сейчас и на протяжении следующих 10-15 лет. Третья непростая истина заключается в существовании разрыва между теми навыками и компетенциями, которые требуют работодатели от выпускников вузов, и тем профилем выпускников, которые сейчас есть на рынке труда. И здесь мы опять же приводим данные двух абсолютно разных опросов. Это международный ежегодный опрос студентов, который мы проводим во второй половине года, и международный опрос работодателей. И вот с левой стороны вы видите топ-10 профессий, которые хотели бы получить по итогам окончания высших учебных заведений узбекские студенты. И это финансы, образование, технологии, органы государственной власти, консалтинг и профессиональные услуги, а также гостеприимство, туризм, путешествия, право и юриспруденция, производство, логистика, транспорт и инженерные науки. Мы также спросили работодателей, какие вам выпускники нужны, по каким основным специальностям вы хотели бы принимать на работу в Узбекистане. И узбекские работодатели нам сказали, что мы хотели бы видеть большинство специалистов из сферы финансов, из сферы маркетинга, из сферы информационных систем и технологий. Мы также хотели бы видеть специалистов для работы в руководящих органах, специалистов в области стратегического планирования, консалтинга, продаж и развития бизнеса, управления операционной деятельностью и промышленного производства, электронной коммерции, а также управление цепочками поставок. В принципе, многие из этих специальностей пересекаются между двумя этими списками. Мы видим, что на первой строчке расположились финансы, мы с вами видим роль информационных технологий, мы с вами видим другие области, такие как консалтинг. Вместе с тем мы видим такие области, которые не отражены в списке слева, и те, допустим, которые работодатели хотели бы видеть в качестве навыков от у своих выпускников вузов и своих потенциальных работников. Это маркетинг, это продажи и развитие бизнеса, это электронная коммерция и, что немаловажно, стратегическое планирование и опыт руководства, опыт работы на лидерских позициях. Здесь есть о чем задуматься, есть, наверное, у вузов какие-то возможности для того, чтобы вести постоянный диалог с работодателями и предвосхищать их спрос, предугадывать, куда идут предпочтения работодателей по поиску молодых специалистов для дальнейшей работы в своих организациях. Что же с этим совсем делать? Мы предлагаем 3 основных приоритетных области для того, чтобы с этими непростыми истинами работать. Первое заключается в создании сильных руководящих команд на уровне каждого отдельного университета. Мы в QS очень часто получаем вопрос, связанный с тем, что как же повысить позицию, например, вуза в рейтингах. И мы никогда обычно в качестве основного ответа на этот вопрос не говорим о том, что необходимо репутацию, допустим, улучшать или улучшать, допустим, какой-то другой аспект, связанный с методологией, например, научные исследования. Наш самый главный ответ заключается в том, что необходимы сильные специалисты, которые профессионально могут заниматься вопросами глобальной конкурентоспособности своих высших учебных заведений. Это относится не только к разработке стратегии развития в университетах в тех условиях, про которые мы только что говорили, но это относится к реализации программ в области интернационализации, глобального присутствия, участия в научных исследованиях и ряду других важных аспектов. Вторая стратегия, второй блок возможных ответов на поставленные вызовы заключается в более разнообразном диапазоне предложений, которые университеты могли бы предоставлять своим целевым аудиториям абитуриентов и студентов. И здесь речь идет не только о программах бакалавриата и магистратуры, но и для программ Executive Education, дополнительного образования, продолжающегося образования. И, кроме того, эти усилия необходимо сочетать с инвестициями в области преподавания и обучения, чтобы качество преподавания и обучения в каждом вузе отвечало запросам не только студентов, но и в дальнейшем работодателей. И работодатели, конечно, в этой работе могли бы играть гораздо более активную роль. И третье, мы считаем, что очень-очень важно формировать стратегии, которые основаны на данных, на профессиональных данных, не только по узбекским вузам, но и по вузам стран-соседей, по вузам дальнего зарубежья, которые связаны с поиском и привлечением иностранных преподавателей, реализацией стратегий в области интернационализации, академической мобильности, научных исследований, коллаборации с зарубежными университетами и центрами знаний, а также программ, связанных с достижением целей устойчивого развития. Вот эти 3 приоритета могли бы нам помочь в непростых, сложных условиях, непростых истин справиться со всеми накопившимися вызовами. Что же может произойти, если вузы будут продолжать работать, как ни в чем не бывало, и не предпринимать никаких действий по усилению и расширению совместной повестки с кругами работодателей, по присутствию в глобальных сообществах студентов и потенциальных студентов, которые могут приехать на обучение, а также по укреплению своих команд. Здесь вот я позволю себе смелость привести один пример, который часто используется на разных конференциях и форумах. Есть такой вот мост, который в 96-98 году был построен в Гондурасе. Мост через реку Чолутека. На тот момент этот мост считался образцом инженерной мысли и гордостью страны. Он выглядел очень живописно, был расположен в очень знаковом, интересном месте и представлял ценность не только с точки зрения архитектурного достижения, но и для логистики и решения транспортных вопросов региона. После того, как в 1998 году мост был завершен, буквально через несколько месяцев в регионе прошел ураган Мич, и русло реки Чолутека было сдвинуто немного в сторону. И вот вы видите, как после 1998 года мост стал выглядеть после этого урагана. Кому будет интересно, можете посмотреть картинки того, как мост выглядит сейчас. Он буквально так и стоит, по нему ездят автомобили, к нему подстроили еще дополнительные несколько пролетов, чтобы все-таки усилия впустую не оказались. Но как вузам сделать так, чтобы не оказаться таким мостом через 10-15 лет, учитывая сокращение студенческой численности, конкуренцию с новыми форматами образования, а также необходимость сокращения разрыва между потребностями рынка труда и текущим профилем выпускников, это то, что нам предстоит вместе с вами изучать, то, с чем нам предстоит с вами работать в среднесрочной перспективе. Еще раз большое вам спасибо за возможность выступить сегодня на вашей конференции. Желаю вам всего самого доброго. Еще раз спасибо.
Уважаемые участники конференции, сегодняшняя конференция форума закончена. Приглашаем всех на фотосессию. Hurmatli forum konferensiyalar ishtirokchilari, bugungi ma'ruzalar o'z yakuniga yetdi. Barchangizni fotosessiyaga taklif qilamiz. Fotosessiyadan so'ng tushlikka taklif qilamiz barchangizni. Rahmat.